This is an opportunity that we can't pass on.
Welcome along to day 2 of the Secondary School Nationals. We've already had one action-packed day, 10 courts going. Thankfully, we've got 3 courts on the live stream that are covering all the action. We've already been underway here on day 2. Westlake boys taking down Nelson College in an absolute barnstormer. Every game means more and more as teams try to line themselves up to get themselves in place for the knockout stages. We've got some AA boys action coming up. We've got Feilding High taking on Hamilton Boys High School. Let's get it on. Let's get into day 2. We'll see you soon. No mai, haere mai. Welcome back to Fly Palmy Arena for the first game on the show court for day 2. And we have a fantastic game ahead of us. Feilding High up against Hamilton Boys High School. Ko Andrew Horrocks Toko Ingoa, soon to be joined by Miles Pearce, a man who always runs along his own schedule. But we'll get into the team lists while we wait for Miles. Firstly, Hamilton Boys High School. Number 5, Hazabruka. Number 6, Wakatiwai Parai. Number 7, Tutanai Kaiparo Morrison. Number 8, Hemi Neal. Number 9, Daniel Ormsby. Number 10, Matthew Niwa. Number 11, Cole Vijon Thompson. Number 12, Mason Wiltshire. 13, Tatato Strava. 14, Benjamin Marsh. 23, Tyrese Narangione Wicks, and 30, Carter Jackways. Head coach Ricky Struther, assistant coach Carl Struther, and the manager is Kenneth Hallier. On the other side for Feilding High School, number 1, Reed O'Brien. Number 2, Kingston Manahira Dankwa. Number 4, Jaden Mataki. Number 5, Retamana Mataki. Number 6, Jaitik Russell. Number 7, Taniela Maisiri. Number 8, Brock Piper. 9, Luca Giordani. Number 10, Gift Nyonzima. 11, Dov Silverstein. 14, Lockie Crate. And 22, Rongo Mituamati. Head coach Darren Larson. Assistant coach Polda Pomare. And the manager is Gemma Lawton. And the referees, Bryn Watson and Brendan Douglas. And of course, our fantastic volunteers are on school bench. Plenty of smiles from them, which we love to see. Everyone's happy. We've got 30 seconds to go until tip. A little bit of a tale of the tape at the moment for Feilding High School. They've already played 2 games. This is game number 3 for both teams. They beat St. Andrews College 95-80. Lockie Crate had 34 and Dov Silverstein 25. And then lost to Christ College 56-95 after starting the brighter of the 2. So that's something that they will look to amend in this one. And then for Hamilton Boys High School, they lost to St. Peter's College in Auckland 82-83. Tatato Strava had 25 in that one. And then in their second game of the day, they beat Tauranga Boys College 91-82 with Hemi Neal having 32 points. So Feilding High School are going to be in the white with the stripes, and then Hamilton Boys will be in the black with the red side panel. sometimes I always get lost in what those words are. But looking forward to this one. Plenty of experience on both sides. Of course, Dov Silberstein was the 2023 secondary school MVP last year. This year was in the Under-18 Nationals All-Star 5. Lockie Crate was part of that amazing New Zealand Under-17 World Cup team. And then was Defensive Player of the Tournament at Under-18 Nationals and part of the All-Star 5. And then the last one on their side, Coach Darren Larson was assistant coach for the New Zealand Under-17 World Cup team this year. On the Hamilton side of things, stacked with representative players, and looking forward to bringing you all the action as this unfolds. So we're just about to ready to get underway. Feilding is going to go to the right of screen, Hamilton boys to the left, and it'll be Feilding that get us underway firstly through Manahera Dankwa. Just gets caught underneath, and away come Hamilton boys. Perfect first defensive possession for them as they turn it over. Lockie Crate with the steal, and great find underneath and the finish. And there are a few numbers that are a little bit different than what is on the score sheet, and so we will get that rectified at some point, as Crate there with the easy scoop layup, and it's now Feilding 4-0. His Hamilton boys first Kuruwhiwhi Toru is short. Fight for the tūrapa. And just the outlet pass wasn't quite expected from Crate. Another chance here for Hamilton boys. Again, short off the tapa for the Kuruwhiwhi Toru. And lovely kick ahead pass for Feilding. And Manahera Dankwa will shoot a couple of kuru tautukus. Of course, if you are in the Palmerston North area and you're not, obviously school holidays, if you're not stuck at work, beautiful day to come on down and enjoy 10 courts. Very thankful this year that we're able to enjoy 3 on the live stream. Alex is doing an amazing job in the BBNZ office, keeping us up to date with everything that's going on and preparing us with every single thing that we need, as the second kuru tautuku is good. And a little bit of a hardcore press here from Feilding. Looks like a 1-2-2. Trying to keep the ball in the corners, but Hamilton do a fantastic job of getting that over comfortably. Great up fake, and the pakite is on the way short. And again, lovely kick ahead pass. Feilding out of the break, big block from Struther. Something his dad, I'm sure, will be very happy to see. And it's going to stay Feilding ball. Up 5-0 here very early in this one. Crate with a big pakite. Superb finish, and Feilding once again have been much the brighter of the two as the Haka is drawn. To the hoop goes Struther, off the Papamuri and the tapa, and tūrapa into the hands of Feilding as they get out on the break, and an easy finish there for Nyanzima. Fantastic execution from Feilding High. Thought about the Kuruwhiwhi Toru. Happy just to work the ball around here, Hamilton boys. Handoff off the top, defense just switches, little floater off the Papamuri and good, and that's the first basket there for Hamilton boys. And the Haka is drawn straight away. We're seeing Feilding using a term we like to deem clap back. So as soon as you score, get scored on, how quickly can you clap back and score on the other team? As we have another look here on the action replay, and pretty easy call there for the referee on Wiltshire. As we come back live, pull-up jump shot, no good. Tūrapa safely into the hands of Hamilton boys through Mason Wiltshire. And they're going to come down looking to slowly work their way through this early fielding lead. A little shimmy and shake, and blocked from Crate. But great work from Hamilton boys as they work it round, get the good look. And away come Feilding once again. Rip and drive, looking for Crate. Find Crate! And almost blocked his own shot off the rim. But gets the very friendly roll from the Fly Palmy Arena rims and makes it way into the hoop. Here is Tatato Striver, happy to work the ball around. Off the little on ball into the corner. Kuruwhiwhi Toru always look good from the commentary booth and is good. And a big confidence boost here for Hamilton boys. Finished 14th in 2023, looking to go better this year. Same thing for Feilding, who finished 19th. Kick to the corner. Kuruwhiwhi Toru on the way is short off the tapa. And Tūrapa into the hands of Kaipara Morrison. Hamilton boys ball. Again, they're really liking that low on-ball screen to the corner. And the Hara is drawn. Mataki there just got his arm grazed as he was trying to collect the ball. And we're going to see a timeout taken here already from Hamilton boys. Ricky Strother just wanting to change a couple of things. And if I had to guess what that might be, it's going to be stopping that early transition play from Feilding. They've done a pretty good job defensively in the half court, but it's just making sure that they can slow the ball down enough to make it get to that point, as opposed to just allowing easy transition run-outs for Feilding. So a good chance here in this timeout just to plug some sponsors. Of course, our major partner, Foot Locker, Whakata Māori, who are bringing you 3 courts of action this year. Big thank you to them. Central Trust Energy Arena, New Zealand Community Trust, 4 Winds, and Lion Foundation. And then our long list of partners. Usually this isn't that long in previous years, but New Zealand Community Trust, 4 Winds, Lion Foundation, Sport Manawatu, Glory League, GJ Gardner, New Zealand Carbon Farming, Caltex, Apollo Projects, Palmerston North City Council, Inspirenet, and the New Zealand Sports Collective. I remember when I first started doing this and it was a list of maybe 3 or 4 different organizations that were very kindly donating. And now that just keeps growing and growing as the sport goes from strength to strength. So it's going to be Feilding ball from the sideline. Interesting that the shot clock has been set to 14 seconds. I didn't think that much time had run off when the Hara was committed, but here we are. 2-1-2 zone here from Hamilton boys as well. Little side handoffs. There's a lovely find inside with the left hand and the finish from Gith Nyanzima. Very easy finish for him. And away come Hamilton boys up against this little trap as the easy pakite for Tutainakai Kaipara Morrison. Kick to the corner, Kuruwhiwhi Toru on the way, in and out. And the offensive tūrapa and putback from Lockie Crate. And Feilding just not allowing Hamilton boys back into this game. No good there. And away come Hamilton boys. Kuruwhiwhi Toru is on the way. And that is off the back of the iron, but the offensive tūrapa, and eventually Silverstein comes away with it. And out to the races, Feilding for the easy pakite. Little half-court trap here, and the Hara is drawn. That is going to be the second team Hara for Hamilton boys. As we have a look here at the action replay, the little run out and the easy finish with a little bit of English off the Papamuri. Nice action here for Hamilton boys. Really enjoying using this left-hand side of the court. We'll just see another Kuruwhiwhi Toru out of the side. And Lucky Crate's going to let that one run out of bounds, take out a chair. Hopefully someone replaces it very kindly. And away come Feilding once again. Good result there for Hamilton boys, even though they didn't get the basket for it to be go to bounds. Let them set their defense. And then that's the thing they can't allow, as there was bodies on the floor, but they come up with the tūrapa. Benjamin Marsh putting his body on the line. Good kick ahead. Marsh gets it back. And the easy rua there for Hamilton boys. And look at the speed and transition here of Feilding as Crate is fouled. And that is going to be 2 shots there in the bonus. And 2 shots here for Lucky Crate. Converts the first of the Kuru Tautukus. And it makes it both. So Feilding now up 19-9, first double-digit lead of the game. And here come Hamilton boys again. 1-2-2, half-court trap is broken. And Marsh draws the hara. And we'll go to the line. Looks like we've got Nataatia in support. It's always a cool thing to see how many of these teams, as they wander in, because you have to come in through the show court, how many stand and sit and watch, especially if it's a close game, if they want to keep an eye on things, as converts the first Kuru Tautuku. And don't be deceived by how empty it appears in this arena. If you jump on the other courts, as I hope everyone has, you can see just how busy it's starting to get in the belly of the beast. Under 4 minutes to play here in quarter number 1. Feilding off the on ball, and offensive hara is called. You got to make sure that you are completely stationary when you are setting screens. Otherwise, it's a very easy call for the referee. So subs in here for Feilding. Reitemani Mataki is going to come in, and Manahera Dankwa is going to take a seat. Back to man here from Feilding. Happy just to work things around, being very soft on their triple handoff coverage, given how high up those are being set. And we're going to see another hara drawn. So a welcome reprieve here for Hamilton boys. A chance for a pair of Kuru Tautukus, and allow themselves to just chip away at this early Feilding lead. That's no good on the first. And finally joined by my partner in crime,
Hey.
Miles Pearce. How you going, Miles?
I'm good, I'm good. Just coming straight from the airport, picking up Leighton Hattleton.
Ah!
Yeah. Turns out when you owe people favours like that after spending years travelling the globe, it's always no good. Always no good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I've walked into a great game. It's awesome.
It's awesome seeing 2 teams I haven't watched too much of. Obviously, I was commentating yesterday when Feilding were playing Christ College, but first look at them. Some very impressive players, and then same thing as we see a lovely dish off there from Struther. And suddenly, back to a 5-point game. But it's the clapbacks of Feilding, Miles, that have been interesting to watch here. As soon as they get scored on, they're trying to get the ball straight down the other end. And that's what you cannot allow, is a Lucky Crate. Kuruwhiwhi Toru.
Well, he should be used to this court after spending the season with the Jets. And so this is the Jets home court, Monganui Jets home court. So, you know, he should be used to these this setup and these rims. So as we see a stop there by Feilding.
One of the more intriguing uniforms I think I've also seen. The little hoops.
Yeah. Taking it back to the old school.
2-3 zone here from Hamilton boys. Something you might see on the live stream games a little bit as the big Kuruwhiwhi Toru goes up, offensive tūrapa, but a bit more zone as teams try to throw a couple of junk defenses in just to mix things up. As a lovely run out and finish there from Benjamin Marsh. And Hamilton boys making a great run in the last couple of minutes. Again, dribble handoffs, very happy to sit back on those, not trying to attack anything. Defensively, Kuruwhiwhi Toru goes up and short, and tūrapa Carter Jackways. 2 minutes to play here in quarter one.
I did call the game yesterday with Maya, the Feilding game, as we see a nice little inside finish there from Hamilton boys. And it was the Christ versus Feilding game. And, you know, already I can see Feilding on top of their game. Christ won that one. But I'd love to see Lockie Crate be a little more aggressive than he was yesterday. He sort of kept trying to defer to teammates, and after that fantastic run at the World Cup, and with the experience of Rapid League and Sal's NBL, I'd love to see him sort of take the reins a little bit.
Well, he seemed to make amends in the other game. He had 34 points in game number 2. And thankfully, Miles is taking care of business here in the commentary booth. He's got the other live stream game on, so we can keep you updated with that if you want to follow it. As I see a great take, and the Haka is drawn. And Hamilton boys, after being down and 10, thankfully Miles is taking care of business here in the commentary booth. He's got the other live stream game on, so we can keep... But just got the right angle there, didn't he, on the cut for the pass. Got the defender on his hip, and easy decision for the referee.
I do like the style of play from a number of teams I've seen. They're just willing to put the ball on the floor and try and get to that foul line. Just earning trips to the charity stripe with a little bit of contact.
Sitting a lot higher now as well in that zone. Kuruwhiwhi Toru. Great dish off and the easy finish there for Feilding. My City probably won't get an easier 2 points all tournament.
No, that was a great unselfish play, great hustle and work on the glass to earn another possession. And a very unselfish little drop off to a teammate for, as you said, an easy 2.
Floater is long, somehow ends up in the hands of Ormsby. And the Haka is drawn. The shot came out very flat. And then it became very obvious why. Contact on the arm made it very difficult.
What do you mean the ball's got to go above the rim to go in? Like, what sort of craziness is that? Well, in front of the rim, that was still a little bit flat on that shot there. That was without a foul.
Converts the second, back to 1 possession. Hamilton as well likely to have the last possession of this quarter. And in and out on the last one, tūrapa Lockie Crate. So Feilding, what are they going to create here? Noticing as well, Miles, on their high post catch, the middleman in the defense is going to step up. So a chance for some cuts there to create space, maybe later on in the game.
Well, it's an interesting one because on that high post catch in the 2-3 zone, there's a couple of ways to play it, and that's basically pack it in and force everyone, force the ball outside, back outside, and then you can close out and contain. A dangerous way to go about things against a team like Feilding who can shoot the ball very, very well. Or the other one is, well, cool, you got a high post catch up, middleman steps up and takes that. You guys play one-on-one and everyone else fans out, so we take away the 3. So you're right there on those catches. There's a couple of ways to play it defensively. And it's just a matter of which way, what poison are you picking on the defensive end?
Wiltshire back into the game for Struther for this potentially final possession of quarter 1. I think I've called that in every game, and every game someone shot it early. And to create something off the drive, kick to the corner, Feilding come away with it. 3 seconds to shoot, spin. And he spun too much, that meant the ball spun too much, goes in and out. And so quarter one, Feilding 25, Hamilton boys 21. Miles, I know you've made an airport trip this morning as we have a look at that on the action replay, but have you caught any other action before that?
No, I was doing some work at home, and unfortunately, it's school holidays, which means it's a busy time at the moment. But got some work done this morning. Then a trip to the airport to pick up my good friend Leighton Haddleton, up from Lincoln, obviously off a great World Cup campaign. There he is walking on the other side of the court there, and you know, just walked in to see the scoreline and ran up here to spend time with you.
Oh, thank you.
That's right. We did it yesterday. We'll do it today. I think we're doing it tomorrow.
I hope so.
Yeah, it's good fun.
It keeps things going for you. I'm watching the other game. Westlake is currently up 21-11 over Manakura at the start of the second quarter.
And this is a game that I got a lot of interest in the other game, just because such opposing styles of play, and the makeup of Westlake is they're very good. They got some length and they got some size. Manakura does not. They're small. They press. They're up tempo. So I'm really looking forward to keeping an eye on the game we're calling and having a little cheeky side eye on the girls' Manakura Westlake game.
There's nothing wrong with that. I think the greatest thing about this tournament is whatever you want to watch, across the 10 courts, there is always something that is going to appeal to each and every person as Amy Pateman hits the Kuruwhiwhi Toru.
And what a great comeback story that Amy Pateman is. Last year at this tournament, hurt her knee, had surgery and has worked her butt off to get back here to be playing some minutes at this tournament. So it's a year to year, that's and the way that she's dealt with that injury mentally and physically is very, very impressive. I
was amazed how quickly she came back. I honestly, when she did it, I thought she wouldn't play this year.
Well, she was the first lot of games. I was chatting to Amy yesterday, and the first real lot of games that she started playing, she got cleared to practice and was spending some time on the practice court, and then she was on limited minutes at regionals. And so that was her return to court type, return to gameplay was the regional tournament, the double A premierships.
And that's not always the easiest tournament either to come back. If that's where you've got to bring back your basketball, I guess, legs, right?
Yeah.
Just trying to get that experience back into the body and feeling good.
And what a competitive situation to be in. You're there, and this goes across all four zones. The competitive nature, trying to qualify for this double A and single A nationals, as we see Hamilton boys fire away from top.
Great look that they got there, though. A little bit of a miscommunication in the Feilding zone defense. Back into, it looks like man-to-man. Big swipe at the ball from Crate. Just puts the offensive player off enough. And away come Feilding away. Doing a really good job, Miles. They seem to really like pushing the ball into the corners early and then working out of that as the Kuruwhiwhi Toru is no good. Rebound, Hemi Neal.
Well, the way Feilding can shoot the ball, they didn't shoot the ball well yesterday in their game against Christ. I've watched them a handful of times throughout the year, and it's probably the worst I've seen them shoot the ball. And, everyone's going to have a game like that. It's how you combat that. Hamilton are probably playing into that. We hope they don't shoot the ball well, but there's another open look generated. And if Feilding start knocking those down, I think this lead could blow out quite quickly.
Gift Nyan Zima there with the Kuruwhiwhi Toru. Once again, lovely little cut, but a good steal, and away come Feilding once again. Trying to work the ball into that corner through Reed O'Brien. Rotate to second side. And that is what you cannot do, Miles, on a jump shooter.
Not at all. It's too easy to give up.
And so Lockie Crate is going to go to the line for 3 Kuru Tautukus.
And that, they gave up a open 3 to Gift earlier, a couple of possessions ago, and then all of a sudden they're like scrambling at that one and foul Lockie Crate.
Now, I'm sure you never fouled three-point shooters.
Never.
So you would have heard coaches get on people who did that?
Well, it's funny. I'm sure the people were foul shooting three. We just didn't, when I was playing thousands of years ago, there wasn't the same volume of three shots. And I think that's a really big one at the moment. Great little round the body pass there. Unfortunately, couldn't get it to go. Feilding back out and running.
What a kick ahead there to O'Brien. Gift again. Kuruwhiwhi Toru off the tupper.
But just the sheer volume, there's still fouls on shots throughout the whole game in every part of the floor. But just the volume of threes means that people are going to get fouled shooting them now.
Fake screen and then a little flash there from Kaipara Morrison. But they can't convert the pass, and it's going to be a Feilding ball. Very quick 6-0 run in quarter two. 2-3 zone here still from Hamilton boys. And interesting as well, Miles, they're very happy for the top two to be the ones that chase to the 45, leaving the, I guess, in the bottom three. Those two guys are just looking after the corners, not coming at all to the 45.
Yeah, and if Feilding can move the ball quicker, they're going to find that wing is open unless the bottom of that zone comes out. And the guard at the top can come across and bump them back down. But you're right there. There's not been a whole lot of activity up into the wing space for the guys playing at the bottom of the 2-3. More worried about trying to take away the corner three. They've given up a couple, trying to get that rotation.
Taki misses the second of the Kurutau Tukus. And back into a 1-2-2, little half-court trap. They get where they want. But well done from Hamilton boys to break that with ease. Kuruwhiwhi Toru in and out. And again, offensive tūrapa. Another offensive tūrapa. And away comes Lockie Crate for Feilding.
Well, Feilding had a couple of spectators on the glass there, so they gave up. They gave up a couple of offensive rebounds and sort of like, oh, someone else is going to get it done. But unfortunately, that was not the case.
Still Feilding ball here. Out of the blob, a little stack and then Crate up the top. They get that corner shot again. And that's going to be Hamilton boys. We'll see how they break it again. Just happy to work it side to side.
Little extended pressure. Not really looking to trap, but trying to get people out of a rhythm.
Did its job there. Again, into that corner for Feilding. Thought Gift was going to ask for the on-ball there from Lockie Crate. Just pulls up himself. Somehow still with Feilding, and eventually Hamilton boys come away with it. Kick ahead pass. Great little bounce pass there. And Benjamin Marsh with the easy two to get Hamilton boys underway here in quarter two.
And it's not getting any easier for Hamilton boys right now because Kingston and Dove are very worthy substitutions in this instance.
Yeah, it's quite nice when you've got a player of Dobbs' quality to be able to give him a couple of minutes here and there.
Yeah, just recently away with the Junior Tall Blacks in that group there at the Asia Cup. And of course winning a championship last year with Wellington College.
Great, Kuruwhiwhi Toru is good. And Dobbs' pass had to get there at that time as well as the shot clock was expiring. Hamilton boys have a little high dribble handoff again. Active hands from Feilding. And slippery court and travel called. Manahira Dankwa.
I thought that this is, I'll have to check some rulings on that, but technically you're allowed to slide with the ball as long as you don't change your pivot point.
You're right. Maybe the we didn't see it on the angle. Maybe the referee deemed that that was done.
Yeah.
Are you becoming one of those coaches, Miles, that studies the intricacies of the rule book?
Oh yeah. I try and keep up with the rules of the game that I'm coaching. You know, it's always an advantage. Great bounce pass there to Kingston, can't handle it.
That was almost an alley-oop pass as well. If no one had got in the way, Lockie Crate would have risen up. Kurufifi Toru. And a big sequence there for Hamilton boys as Coach Larson calls timeout. Having a look here. Straight into rhythm. Kurufifi Toru is good. And what do you think Feilding might need to change here? Miles?
Feilding have done a really good job with that little 1-2-2 half court, just disrupting the rhythm of Hamilton boys and getting into their offense. The thing that they probably need to do a little bit better is keep it is the defensive glass and then keep attacking. Right now, Hamilton boys 3 fouls, another one, they're going to be in the bonus. And so anything after the next one, sorry, will be in the bonus. So possibly Feilding they're getting open threes because of the zone that Hamilton boys is in, but maybe emphasizing some stuff on the glass, you know, feet in the paint, trying to get that. And for Hamilton boys, it's the exact opposite. You know, how are we going to deal with that little 1-2-2? How are we going to get back into an offensive rhythm? You saw there, one of the best ways to beat that pressure is kick ahead and find that early shot, which they just did, and managed to knock down that three.
Well, one of the great things always is catching up with different people at these tournaments. And I saw Tanya Hunter just before coaching at Manakuta Girls.
Yeah.
To see her back involved.
Yeah, moved down from Auckland, based in the Manawatu now.
Daughter Jordan was a very, very good player. Probably still is a very good player.
Nothing's changed.
Nah, every year, the years change, but nothing actually changes, does it?
Yeah. As we check in on that other court, it's 37-14. Westlake's up halfway through the second quarter.
Just tough to slow that Westlake juggernaut down at the moment. 2-1-2 look here from Hamilton boys. And we're seeing, Miles, those corner defenders in their zone are stepping up a little bit more now, so a little adjustment there from Hamilton.
Well, they've given up a number of corner threes, and that's part of the issue in that zone. Like, what are you willing to live with? And if Feilding are going to take and make those corner threes, they've got to adjust it because the reversal's coming through that wing.
And a travel called back to Feilding ball. And subs in here for Hamilton. Taking out what was the middle of their 2-1-2. Again, just allowing that high post catch. Here's Silverstein, finds Lockie Crate. Kurufifi Toru is good. And that is the one worry, isn't it, with a zone sometimes, is that players as smart as Lockie Crate are going to find that little crease. And they're going to get the wide open Kurufifi Toru.
And it's tough because the vast majority of points that have come in this quarter have come from inside-outside looks to the three-point line against that zone, and they haven't really looked to get out of the zone. They need to be a little more active when the ball goes to the high post. As we mentioned earlier, it might be, hey, you're playing one-on-one with the high post now, and everyone else is going to fan out and take away those passes.
Silverstein gets blocked, and away comes Hamilton boys. If they can find an outlet pass, eventually do. 3-on-3, and they're happy to slow things down in this position. Couple of dribble handoffs, though, not really looking to attack the defense. More of a rotation action, if anything. And blocked again from Crate. And he was out of bounds. So it's going to stay Hamilton ball.
Interesting with some of those handoffs there. There's not a whole lot of action to create an advantage. Like you said, they're just trying to move. They're just trying to move the ball from side to side, and someone needs to try and create an advantage, shoulder to chest, get someone on the back foot, back foot defensively, so they can put that Feilding defense under pressure, which they're just not really doing. As you see, another high post catch, kick out, and another three.
Gift again, another kuruwhiwhi toru for him. And it's been an impressive shooting star here for Feilding. 41 points, still 3 minutes to play here in quarter two. Round 3 of the day, but only round 1 on the show court. Step back, kuruwhiwhi toru. Leaves that one short. Was deemed not to have hit the tupper. And so shot clock violation is called. Feilding now at 15 points.
And this is, with a couple of minutes to go in the first, and Feilding building on their lead almost every possession, as we see another feed in paint, kick out three. Hamilton boys are almost playing the hope defense, like I hope they miss. And they may need to change it up just for the last couple of minutes to see what they can generate defensively. Try pressing, try man-to-man, trapping, as we see a great defensive play from Lockie Crate blocking that one and starting the break. Kingston slips and falls with a little bit of contact. And he'll earn himself a trip to the stripe.
Interesting bonus for Hamilton boys. Feilding have not created a foul in this quarter. And it's not like Hamilton boys haven't been going to the hoop, but Lockie Crate's just been so good with his length and athleticism, just to give himself a little bit of a buffer and then meet the ball at its apex.
And I agree completely, but one of the things we mentioned just moments ago was the ability to use some of those dribble handoffs and those actions to try and get an advantage and then get downhill, put someone in jail, hold them hostage, keep them behind you, create shoulder to chest advantage, whatever it might be, and almost force the referees into blowing the whistle.
Feilding don't put anyone into rebound, so an easy two-upper for Hamilton boys. Little trap here on the corner. 14 now on the shot clock. And travel is called. Under 2 minutes to play here in quarter two. I want to see a timeout taken here from Darren Larson. Miles, do you think this is just a chance? Script a couple of possessions, think ahead?
Oh, without a doubt. It might be a little tweak to an offense or defense, and just try and finish the quarter on a really strong note. It's one of the things that, basketball is a game of runs, and right now with the lead that they have, in 2 minutes that could be a bigger lead, or Hamilton boys could chip away and give this game a little bit more life. And you don't want to be in that situation if you're Feilding with Hamilton finishing this on a run. So this can be a timeout, just a settler. Hey, this is what we're going to run. This is what we're going to go to. And defensively, maybe, try and just keep upping that tempo. A couple of foot violations, couple traveling violations from Hamilton boys, just based on the pressure and trying to speed everyone up.
As the buzzer goes, teams coming back onto the court. Don't forget, we still have... There might be another 9 games. No, 7 games today. Still to be live streamed. And Dylan Boucher and Tim McTamney are going to be doing a game as well at 5:45.
There you go.
Bumping me off the show court. Getting 2 very good
Dylan
brains.
is the boss. I feel like he can,
That was his decision.
You can't argue with the boss.
No, you never can. But interesting to see what those two have to say in that game. I might have to watch that one back. Listen to some of their comments.
There's some high IQ basketball people right there.
1-3-1 look here from Hamilton boys, just changing things up. And again, it's just that little baseline cut. Lockie Crate, third time, no good. Hamilton boys get away with that one. Looking to run out now.
And I like that change in defense, just a little bit different. Still in the zone, we see, like we said, you didn't want Hamilton boys to be able to chip away at that lead, and they've done just that, a little change in defense. Getting out and run, getting an easy basket at the rim.
Well, it's a zone that you don't see that often either. I feel like Paulie Hanade at 2019 World Cup was kind of the first time that teams started using it again that I'd seen. Is it one that you've seen much of, Miles?
Yeah, it was one that was played quite a bit in Wellington this year, and I like that change up. There's a couple of different rotations that you could use as we see Dov Silstein up with the pressure, and right now, Hamilton boys have got to get this ball over the halfway line quick.
2 seconds to do so. Kick ahead pass.
And they do that.
They nail it to the hoop. And again, Lockie Crate, but blocks it straight to someone. And Daniel Ormsby gets the 2 points there for Hamilton boys.
Coach Larson was not happy with that kick ahead pass, so I'm sure that'll be talked about at halftime.
Kurufifi Toru is along, and Hamilton boys with no pressure bringing the ball up the court. Trying to keep momentum moving. Step through, draws the Haka and one. And this was exactly what you talked about Feilding would not want to happen in these last 2 minutes when they took that timeout, allowing Hamilton to get some momentum and get on a run.
Yeah, you know, we mentioned it earlier, just what can Hamilton do? Can they change defense? Can they do something to get a little spark going? And after that timeout from Feilding, they're the ones who have really benefited from that. Cutting the lead back to 10, chance to cut it to single digits.
And just leaves that one out there. So 10-point lead. Feel as though Feilding may take the final shot. Happy to work things around. Maybe a different situation there. Kurufifi Toru gets taken, and once again, the 1-3-1 has done wonders here for Hamilton boys. And a chance to cut this lead to maybe 7.
Well, you've done a great job putting that gift of the, hey, this could be the last possession. It happened last quarter. It happened this quarter.
That is going to be a 2 and is short. So that is going to be halftime here in boys AA action. Feilding High 42, Hamilton boys 32. We're going to take a quick break and be back with the second half.
Funding is a real challenge. We know that a lot of schools face that ongoing, and the reality is if you go to a lower decile school in New Zealand, you are less likely to be able to afford to participate in sport.
Obviously, having come through it myself with kids and being one of those kids myself who played sport, I know how much it defined who I was. And now being able to go, I can't fix it all, but we can help and try and give to those people who are going through a tough time. It's a real privilege, but you know, for us, we want to see others get involved with it. This is not a selfish thing for Apollo. This is about how can we get, whether it's construction or other businesses, to get involved in this.
There's a lot of things that kids miss out on, and so to have businesses step up and want to be involved and to help is a game changer for schools. It really is.
E tino aroha nau ki ngā mahi toi katoa, ngā mahi auaha. He pōrangi mātai.
Toi tū te rangi, toi tū te whenua, toi tū te reo Māori, toi ata ki te ao.
At Apollo Projects, we create better outcomes because we never make any assumptions. Take this for example. This wine turret doesn't look very well designed. So we called the tank manufacturer to check. We asked, why is the turret away from the side of the tank? They said, because it's always been that way. So we had to think. What if the turret was next to the catwalk? Sounds good. So that's what we did. Now the wine turret is better designed, better value, easier to use, and safer. I think that deserves a toast. Apollo Projects. No assumptions, better outcomes.
I've got no skeleton, got nothing to hide.
He's a great stirrer.
It's trepidation, anticipation.
She's a game changer.
come celebrate the stories of our Māori heroes. Whakanuia.
Lots of celebrations, so many laughs, going to be amazing.
I'm a bit of a fan. Tough.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing the stories from the St. Joe's days.
Oh, she is the sweetest person and also one of the most scary people I've ever met. Yeah.
Uncle, he's the man.
Biggest fan base is 50-plus-year-old Pākehā women.
That's not true. Bring it on.
Whakanuia. Te whakapahoa kia na ki whakaata Māori me Māori Plus.
Welcome back here to Fly Palmy Arena. Andrew Horrocks alongside Miles Pearce for boys. Double A pool action, Feilding high up against Hamilton boys. Miles, intriguing game. A little bit of a chess match starting to happen with both teams just making not giant adjustments, just minor tweaks to try and bring something out that they like against the opposition.
Yeah, I love that switch up with a couple of minutes to go. Feilding called a timeout, and it was actually to the benefit of Hamilton boys, changing their 2-3 into a 1-3-1. And like we mentioned with Feilding's 1-2-2 half-court pressure, that actually disrupted, their 1-3-1 disrupted the flow and the offense of Feilding to, you know, just to eat away at that lead. And now it's back to 10, and the game with a whole half to go, 10 points is nothing, the way people can shoot the three ball these days. So really interesting to see what happens in this third quarter and who comes out on that run and wants to take control of this game.
All right, just when they were showing the Feilding bench before, maybe Lockie Crate's got a little bit of a shiner on his right eye.
Oh, he possibly deserved that. Lockie, if you watch this back, I don't know what happened. I mean, he got a stray bow on a rebound or something like that, but he's still as good looking as ever.
It's a pretty clean looking one as well. So it's going to be Feilding ball to get us back underway in the white with the stripes. Hamilton boys in the black with the red side panel. So Gift finds a Crate. Happy to work things inside, and there's that cut that they needed. Leaves that short. Offensive tūrapa into the corner.
And I like the action there with the 45 cut. Gift trying to do a little too much almost at that stage, trying to give that ball off to Kingston, but earns a trip to the foul line. But that action there with the 45 cut got them a really good look, and just the stick-to-itiveness from Gift to keep that play alive.
First Kuru Tautuku rolls out. Don't forget as well, if you want to follow along this tournament and keep up to date with everything, head to nz.basketball and jump into the schools hub. Misses both. And tūrapa ends into the hands of Matthew Niwa. Looks like a 1-3-1 as well from Feilding.
There we go, the back-to-back changes into the same defense.
And that's going to go over the back, and it will be Feilding ball. One of those, isn't it, where it's how much have you actually practiced against the own defense that you're putting in?
Yeah, and it is hard to be a multiple defense team and to be elite at these multiple defenses. You know, you got to spend a lot of time in practices being able to change up from 2-3, 1-3-1, man-to-man, full court. So How much time has each team practiced their defense? We see Feilding get feet in paint and another easy one at the rim. And so this is going to be a great matchup. You said, like you said, Des. Who's done more? Who's got more repetitions at this?
Trying to keep Hamilton over on the left side. Once again, feet in the paint, jump ball, Lockie Crate comes up with it. And out comes Feilding. One thing I would have liked to see from both teams is how much can they move the ball from side to side against the zone. Just happy to stay on whatever side they bring it down, as here comes Feilding to the hoop. Gift. And Crate just mistimed his jump. Looks a little bit tired, Miles. Maybe time for a break at some point in this quarter, potentially. Yeah, that might be a luxury.
Well, it will be a luxury for Coach Larson to rest. Like, you either got a 12-point lead, you know, and it's one of those things now that you've got Dov Silverstein on the bench, you know, that you lose some size, but that's two talented guys right there that you can. You're not dropping a level of talent or IQ. You're just missing some inches.
Well, here's he dribble into a floater again. Strother with the offensive tūrapa. Kuruwhiwhi Toru is short and easily tūrapa there for Manahera Dankwa. Feilding liking this left side. Long there off the tapa. And the tūrapa once again into the hands of Strother. That was a nice find. Defense were not expecting it. And easy floater.
Yeah, there you go. And the ball movement from Feilding on that last possession was really good. Unfortunately, they didn't cross the side of the floor. There you go. They're already on the other side of the court just with that one pass and back again. Like you mentioned, moving the zone side to side. Probably not too dissimilar in the number of passes they threw in the last offense, but just the ability to go side to side is what moves the zone and able to generate a much more open shot.
Again, out to the races. Here comes Gift. 1 on 4. He's going to back himself and draws the Hara. And again, Feilding not willing to commit anyone to rebounding. Big trust in their teammates that they're going to make the second.
There you go. Gift is giving us that first one. Let's see what he can do here on a second. Also gives Feilding a little bit of a moment to set up their defense.
We're going to see Dov back into the game for Gift. So Crate's going to stay out there, 12-point lead.
And with that smaller lineup, if Crate does go to the bench, you might go back and see Coach Larson go back to that very, very productive switching defense that they had earlier.
And the Hara on the Kuruwhiwhi Toru, so Benjamin Marsh is going to shoot 3.
That's got to be the third or fourth one so far this game.
Well, you talked about it, right? It's all just volume metrics.
Math, people.
Converts the first. In and out on the second. Chance to bring it back to a 10-point game. And converts 2 out of 3, 46-36. A little bit of extended pressure, but nothing from the second line.
And there was the that 45 cut on the drive again. Unfortunately, Dov was thrown to where his teammate used to be and not quite got him on the move, but good intentions go unrewarded.
Do you have rules when you coach on when you want that 45 cut to go?
Look, I try and, because there's a number of reasons why you'd cut. And if you look at some of the European stuff on baseline drives, they cut the 45 and try and get a little bit more movement. If your guys overplaying or not seeing you, go for it, just cut. You know, there's a number of different things. So we try and teach the athletes to make reads at the right time. And if you're a shooter, you can hold space. If you're a non-shooter, cut. You know, there's different reasons to cut. And so there was some cheeky ball watching from the defense. So Crate decided to cut. Unfortunately, he just couldn't connect with Dov Silverstein and on that pass. But who are you? What's your strength? What's happening off the ball? What is the defense doing? It's very much a decision to be made based on what you can see.
We'll take a look there at the Feilding timeout. Doing a good job of just protecting Coach Larson, potentially from some prying eyes, wondering what he's drawing up. I think that's my favourite thing from the World Cup last year was Zico always finding where the cameras were and trying to stop them from getting into the huddle. He thinks of everything, Zico.
It's a clever move.
And Hamilton boys as well there, Coach Ricky Strother.
Very experienced coach. Very, 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 very good player as well. Did battle with Ricky a couple of times and did not always win. He's a big man with some pointy elbows.
There was a lot of tall timber in the NZNBL.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like during that time.
Yeah.
The Rampton brothers as well.
Yes. Caught up with Tony a couple of years ago when we were in China. He's over there teaching. Caught up with Tony when we were there. He came to watch a game. It was great to see him. Teammate of mine. Of course, his brother Damon as well. Both had amazing careers. And it was Tony Rampton that, and this is a little fact for you, Tony Rampton really opened up the doors for a lot of Kiwis to get to the Australian League. When he first got picked up in the Australian League, Kiwis were still imports. So he was an import as a Kiwi when it wasn't really fashionable to have anyone but Americans. And so he opened that door and did really well. And then once the Breakers got into the league, everyone shared that, as we see Hamilton boys get that corner three to go, but just a little short. So for all the Kiwis playing in the Australian League, you can thank Tony Rampton for that.
I can remember Lindsay, when he finished high school, was a young player on the Victoria Giants.
He was my teammate and roommate that year.
Really?
Yeah. We were living together in a house in Skye, just out past Dandenong, where we used to train. And it was us two, and Pero Vasiljevic was in the house with us, and one of the imports, Dusty Reichardt. Big house, four of us there.
Dusty Reichardt, that's a name I have not heard.
Yeah, we're going back a minute. We're going back a minute as we see.
Great and one.
Yeah.
For Hamilton boys.
And then just around the corner in another house was Nick Mirich. Big man. Very good big man. And on that team, Daryl McDonald.
D-Mac, he was so good.
And Jamal Mosley, who is now head coach of the Orlando Magic. It was a squad, man.
That was a serious squad.
Yeah, serious squad. David Cooper as well, who won an MVP in the Sal's NBL when he was playing for the Monganui Jets. That was a squad right there. You know, it was a good, fun team to be part of. But yeah, Lindsay and I were the young guys on that squad. Lindsay's a couple of years younger than me. He was the young buck.
They need to have a gala dinner once again and just retell some stories from some of the more experienced people that are involved in this tournament.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, because if you look around on the coaching staff of almost every team, there is so much knowledge on both the men's side, girls' side, and whether it's playing, coaching at a high level, as we see turnover there, and Hamilton boys working hard to try and get something going.
Lockie Crate tidies everything up, and away comes Feilding to Dov in the corner. Happy just to dribble all the way through.
Great little misdirection pass. Ball ends in the hand up of Crate and knocks that one down.
And that is one of the prettiest possessions I think I've seen this tournament.
Great ball movement, unselfish play. It's what makes basketball good. 2014 Spurs. But no, like even as we were talking, the experience right here on this coaching staff of each side. Darren Larson, longtime NBL player with the Jets. Of course, doing some fantastic things with the New Zealand junior program. And Ricky Struther just dominated in the Sal's NBL for a long, long time, tall black. And that's just two of the many teams here that have got a number of years experience.
I was laughing when you brought up 2014 Spurs, a guy that I'll be commentating while he's coaching this afternoon, Josh Davis. Every year he will show a video to his team of that 2014 Spurs and the ball movement that they created. I don't blame him. It's a wonderful watch.
Yeah, and you know what? It's a really cool thing to see when you get the kids buying into that, as we see Hamilton boys keeping it in around that 10 mark, knocking down that three. But it's great when you've got a group that the thing they want to see, as we see Crate go upstairs and put that thing in, the soft finish. Like, they don't care about who scores. They just want to win. And that's a beautiful thing. And many moons ago, I coached a team here, and in the 8 games that we played, we had 7 different leading scorers, you know, for out of the 8 games. And that group was so special. Shout out to all the Panthers basketball guys that were here, as we see that lovely lob and finish.
That's where that weak side cut can be so helpful, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that zone gets caught ball watching a little bit higher, space behind. Can easily throw that up, and a guy like Craig can just go get it.
Gift converts the first. 56-43 now. Just holding that double-digit lead buffer. As Hamilton now inbound the ball. Again, still a 1-3-1 zone here for Feilding.
Well, Feilding have done a good job with this 1-3-1. They're picking up the ball just as it comes over halfway, as we see some good ball movement there. And
Crate almost lost it again. O'Brien in the corner. Can they get the ball to the second side?
What for?
Not needed.
What for when you've got Crate shooting the ball that well?
That's why you can never premeditate commentary.
Oh, you can, but you just get proven wrong all the time. You don't sound very smart when you premeditate things like that.
Again, Crate with the big toot-upper. Kick ahead. Oh, what zip on this passing. O'Brien, Kurififi Toru. The ball has energy.
Yes, it does. And just like that, in the blink of an eye, we're out to a 20-point lead.
And we're going to see a timeout taken here from Coach Struther.
He doesn't want to wait that minute, 4 seconds. He wants to get that in and sort this out right now.
Another look at that beautiful Kurififi Toru. And it's a tough one, right, as a coach, because you talk about trying to keep the ball on one side, potentially with the zone, but then Lockie Crate hits the one in the possession before. Then the ball does get rotated, they score again off it, so is it trying to force a little bit higher from that corner player and force that baseline drive into the teeth of the defense? Is that potentially the adjustment that Hamilton would need to make on that?
Yeah, there's different ways of attacking that. Are you a straight up coach where you just want to play the defensively, you want to play them square, or do you want to force baseline, or do you want to force them to the middle? There's different methodologies on all of those, and sometimes it depends on personnel. I mean, Feilding might be able to channel everything to the middle, with Lockie Crate being able to block some shots like that. So if you're really trying to pick your poison on what's going on, sometimes it's player personnel, sometimes it's strategies, where are we helping from, what are the strengths of the other team. But with Feilding shooting the ball this well, right now the ball pressure just needs to be picked up a little bit, because a couple of those passes were great passes, but are they going to be able to throw, are Feilding going to be able to throw those with someone with their hand over the ball and someone in their face?
Three-quarter time on the other court. Westlake up 68-31 over Manakura. 1-3-1 still here for Feilding. Hamilton need to start making a run here as they end the quarter. They've done it in quarter one and quarter two. Can they extend that 3 quarters? And they got the look they need and the basket they need from Kaipara Morrison. Perfect start there out of the timeout.
I just thought out of that timeout with just a minute to go, I thought Feilding may have changed up just for the last little bit. And long shots come long rebounds.
Yeah, nothing worse when you make an adjustment late in the quarter and then someone else just makes the complete opposite adjustment, and it's basically wasted the timeout that you want to take.
And that, and this could be one of the things that you look at as we see another block from Crate.
And the sportsmanship from Crate as well to pick up Struther straight away.
I think my favorite sportsmanship moment that I've ever seen was the Sean Kemp dunk on Chris Gatling, and Chris Gatling gives him 5 afterwards. You got dunked on, but man, that was a good dunk. Here's 5. Yeah, that's a great a great moment. But one of the things, Coach Struther calls that timeout to deal with what's going on in that 1-3-1. Coach Larson can flip the script and come back out in a 2-3, a man-to-man, do something else, because, like you said, just almost try and waste that time out for that coach. Hey, this is what we've been doing well. This is for the next minute. We're going to change it up just to mess with them.
Struther here, just caught on one side, little spin move. And the mini hook shot from Mason Wiltshire, no good. Another steal here for Hamilton boys. Can they get the shot up? They do. Off the side of the tupper. And so that's 3-quarter time here on the show court. Feilding 63, Hamilton boys 45.
And just a more potent offense from Feilding, shooting the ball well. Their shot selection, I thought, was much better in that quarter. And they moved the ball a little bit more against the zone. And they moved the ball with some speed, generated some open looks, and their shooters were able to knock them down.
Yeah, it looks a lot more active and intentful than potentially they showed late on against Christ yesterday.
And it's always good to be the bigger number on the scoreboard. Gives you a little bit more life and energy sometimes.
Well, especially currently both teams have played and won one, lost one. So if it does come back to tiebreakers, we have a look at some of the fans that are in the crowd. It's always good. Not that they're trying to intentionally run the score up, but get as big of a lead as you can in case there's tiebreakers.
So this is a very contentious point. You're at a national tournament, and every year there is a team that is in a situation where it comes down to points for and against. There is no running the score up. It's just doing what you do for as long as you can at the highest possible level. And if that means the score is a win by 1 or a win by 101, it does not matter. Because every single year there's teams that are like, oh man, we missed out by 4 points when it comes to that countback. So it's a really interesting one. I understand that this is youth sport, but I'm trying to win every single game. And I'm trying to win by as much as I can. it's a couple of advantages there. One, you get the count back advantage if it comes to that. And the other one is, if I'm winning by lots, well, I can rest some of my guys. And I think that that's a really big one, particularly on day 5 and 6. You know, you look at Lockie Crate, he's played a lot of minutes in this game. You know, so with almost a 20-point lead, what are they going to be able to do to get Lockie as much rest in the fourth quarter? And I love the stat from that year with the Warriors when they were 73-9. Steph Curry led the league in fourth quarters not played. He just they won so easily. He led the league out of all starters in the NBA. He played the least amount of fourth quarters, which means the starters have done the job and the bench crew gets to get out there and roll, which is even better.
Here comes Feilding through Crate. Nice little on ball there, mid-range. Just short and long off the Papamuri. Don't know how it's short and long. My brain is short and long at the moment, I tell you. We're only in day 2 as well, Miles.
I know. How many coffees have you had today?
Haven't actually had one yet.
Oh, this is the problem. This is the problem.
What's your go-to coffee order?
Black coffee. Just go like a big bowl of black coffee. That's it.
Carter Jackway, speaking of Steph Curry, in the 30, hits the Kuruwhiwhi Toru. And back into this 1-3-1 Hamilton boys. Crate out of the corner. Good chance to double there from Hamilton. 4 on the shot clock. Crate out of the corner. And what perfect patience from Feilding. Hamilton thought they'd done it all for 23 seconds, but in that final second, they can undo all the good work.
And that what really was 22 seconds of pretty good defense, and just that little breakdown right at the end gave up an uncontested 3 to a guy who's shooting the ball quite well.
Strava tries to respond on the other end, 1 second on the shot clock.
Athletic rebound by Kingston.
He's been impressive, actually. I mean, we talk about, obviously, Dov, Lockie, and Gift, but he's kind of been the fourth as he gets that little tip again for his team.
I feel like Kingston does a wonderful job of improving everyone else. When he's on the floor, like just then, he got that deflection, great little flare screen. Like, he just makes other people around him and teammates better.
Gift to the hoop. No good. Tip out into the hands of O'Brien. And Crate again, just enjoying operating out of that low left corner. And the bank is still open, Miles.
It is indeed, but lovely pass from Kingston. You know, just like we said, makes the right play at the right time. There he is, shutting down a Hamilton boys fast break. Able to recover and slow that down. Let's see what Hamilton boys can come up with on this possession.
Kuruwhiwhi Toru attempt again. And once again, Kingston with the two-upper. Out to O'Brien. Fancied himself, but gets a rebound off the miss. And the Haka is called into the line is Mataki. Out over 20 points now, 69-48.
And these early days are very much almost a feeling out process within each pool of who's going to get to that first place and who's fighting for the second and third to get to that extra game, that crossover. And I think Christ in this pool have really done the job and put their hand up there. Of course, they're playing at the moment, I believe.
Yeah, they most likely will be. Usually pools play all at the same time.
And Christ did an outstanding job against Feilding yesterday. Put their hand up and say, hey, this is our pool and we own it. And Feilding are going to fight it out to try and earn to that second spot. Was there a nice little offense there from Hamilton boys, able to get a little inside touch.
Yeah, Christ, probably one of the teams that we're going to see on day 5, maybe day 6. Quinn Clinton doing a fantastic job transitioning from player into a young coaching career?
Well, I was able to spend some time with Quinn on as they prepared to get ready for the Cairo World Cup in 2017, and we were getting ready to go to Oceania Championships. And shout out to Daryl Cartwright. We ran both camps simultaneously for the 17s and the 19s at Mags. He was off to Cairo with Leighton Haddleton and Gavin Briggs, and Trent Adam and myself were getting ready to go to Guam. And Quinton's level of IQ and watching him work then as a junior and throughout his rep program and then collegiate career, his IQ is just through the roof. So a point guard turned coach it was kind of always in the making. You could see it happen even from then.
I just always like to see alums back coaching their schools as well. I think that's always something cool. Great tip there from Hamilton, and it's going to be 3.5 seconds left on the shot clock for Feilding.
Well, there's a lot of movement these days with some of these kids.
Yeah, there is.
Some of these kids can go to three, 4 high schools throughout their high school career. You know, so which one do they go back and represent?
Maybe they just want different options. You know, there might be someone who's pretty established at a school coaching.
Yep.
Give them a chance to coach somewhere else. I look at Rosmini. Sonny Tuapura went to Westlake Boys for a couple of years. Younger brother, though, William, ended up playing at Rosmini. Now he's head coach of Rosmini.
Rosmini doing a good job, and with everything there. Rangi, after talking about Rangi Toto with you yesterday, I got a message from former junior Tall Black Nathan Hanna.
He's coaching up there now.
He is coaching up there. He's moved up from the deep south. He played his trade with the Otago basketball and a little bit of time with the Nuggets, and was part of our junior Tall Black group that was through that Oceania Asia Cup and World Cup. Great man, Nathan Hanna. Shout out.
Got to spend a little bit of time with him. He came on a harbour trip. We played in Fab 48 in Vegas. And just an absolute team guy. Someone you want to have on your team despite what he also brings on the basketball court as well.
And a unit of a human.
That he is.
You run into one of Nathan Hanna's screens and you will know about it. I remember him watching play at this very tournament just a couple of years ago.
Kurufifi Toru from Struther is good. We're going to see a timeout taken from Darren Larson. And Miles, just quietly, it's back to 15 points.
Yeah,
still 5 minutes to play.
And Hamilton just seemed to be able to knock down the right shot at the right time to, got just over 20, and a little bit of a Hamilton boys run brings it back to 15. And Coach Larson may not be hitting the panic button just yet, but wants to make an adjustment to ensure that they get this win.
Well, it's maybe something that this team is potentially just thinking about. Obviously had a great start yesterday against Christ, couldn't finish it out. Then this one has started extremely well. And not to say that they won't finish it out, but maybe just a little mental, I guess, PTSD starting to creep in. Maybe not that serious, but...
Well, it is one of those things that at a tournament like this, it doesn't matter sometimes how you win as long as you can get that win. And right now, Feilding, after taking a loss, and as you mentioned earlier, the loss on each crew here at the moment, Feilding and Hamilton boys, this is a very important game.
Well, it's a joy, isn't it? Each day you wake up and you look at the list of games and it feels like the stakes rise each and every time. I mean, you talked about it yesterday when you look at the draw, and it's usually it's one play 6, then play 5, then play 4. They've got the easy days. Their days are structured out. It's the people who've got the lower seeds in it. It jumps around a little bit. It becomes a little bit tougher for them to try and build to something. They've got to go as hard as they can from the off.
And if you look at the way teams are made up from year to year, just because you've got a higher seed doesn't mean, and you're playing a lower seed, doesn't mean that's going to be an easy game. as we see Feilding knock that down and stretch the lead back out to 18.
Well, you can have weird years, can't you, where your zone just doesn't do as well as potentially it should be. I remember 2019.
Kingston making a great play there.
Great finish. Zone 1, I think, had 7 of the top 14 finishes.
Yeah, yeah. And then Zone 1 was not as strong last year. Things move in cycles.
Kurifefi Toru is good. Cole Vision Thompson, 17 points. Both just keeping it even at the moment. I thought Dov was going to make that pass earlier. Eventually gets his way to the corner. Side to side, Gift. Long off the tupper. Who's going to come down with it? Dov will. And I thought he was going to go up there, Miles, but a little bit too unselfish.
Yeah, probably one of those ones that he wish he had to have back and take that one again. Kingston's first touch there was amazing.
And draws the Haka. Only the second team foul of the entire quarter.
That's what we like. We like to get these things in and done. But it's just great to see the referees just letting these guys play.
Yeah, haven't had a chance to speak to King Coulson yet and figure out what the points of emphasis have been.
Anytime I catch up with Ken, it's a great conversation. We do some reminiscing about when he was blowing the whistle and telling me I did the wrong thing all the time. As we see another 3 from Crate, stretching that lead back out to 20.
Yeah, well, when you talked before about the coaches and the battles that they've had as players and coaches, but the referees as well, there is a lot of experience. Ken, of course, Danette is around as well, Danette Daly from the Hawke's Bay.
And one of the things I loved about Ken was he was great as a referee, and just the banter that you had with him as he called the game was a lot of fun. And you know, you try and give him a bit of stick, he'd give it right back to you. Hey, I think you missed that call. You missed your last shot. You know, like just good fun as you played the game at a high level. So shout out to Ken and all the, like you mentioned, Jeanette, Jill's here. We got some great referee supervisors helping out and trying to grow that area of the game as we see a lovely finish there.
Mataki, beautiful. Just took it around as he could. And Dov with the steal, 2:59 to play. Feilding up 20 with time running out for Hamilton to make this comeback. Kurifefi Toru from Kingston. And Miles, I think that might do it.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's sealed right there. But I'm very impressed with the play of Kingston right here.
Well, almost took Gibbs' head off with that pass. Just ducked out of the way in time. Good look out of the corner, no good.
We mentioned my former teammate Daryl McDonald with the Victoria Giants. We had there was a rule, coach put in a rule that if D-Mac hit you in the face or head, because he was such a great passer, you had to buy him lunch. And it happened. He got a lot of free lunches that season because he saw you and would throw that pass. Mark Dickel was kind of the same. There are some guys who just throw that pass knowing that you're going to be open before you know you're open. So if you don't have your hands ready, you're going to get hit upside the head. And yeah, the rule with the Giants was free lunch for D-Mac.
Speaking of Mark Dickel, I don't think it gets talked about enough that he led Division 1 in assists. If that happened now and a Kiwi did that, can you imagine?
Oh, well, let's throw it out there that Kairangi Tuhuki led the whole NCAA in scoring this year. Well, last season, because we're about to tip off. He was at Grinnell, Palmy boys kid.
Again, something that was not talked about enough.
He led Division 3 in scoring, but averaged more than anyone else in Division 1, 2, or 3.
What did he end up averaging?
I think it was just over 30.
That's insane.
Yeah. He was here at this tournament just a couple of years ago, playing with Palmerston North Boys High School, and got a great one.
as we take a look at the fielding, and a few fans as well who are sticking around for the end of this one. Of course, stick around after this game. We've got Mount Monganui College taking on Queen Margaret in girls AA competition. It just doesn't stop, does it, Miles? It just keeps on rolling and rolling all day, every day.
It does indeed. It does indeed. And we don't have to run up and down, but I'm still tired. It's a lot of basketball, and it's great. It's great to see.
That's a lot of brain power that you've got to go where you've got to come up with these things and the discussions that we're having. I love it. It's
that's the easy bit. That is without a doubt the easy bit. But there's some long days, and you know, particularly here. How many games you commentate yesterday? It's a great little find there, and
great again. I had 4 yesterday. Only 3 today though, so I get a bit of a respite.
There you go.
But it's all about saving the voice for the finals. That's the goal. Kuruwhiwhi Toru on the way off the tapa. And I don't think Crate has sat in this game.
No, I don't think he has, but he has been absolutely outstanding. So there's a reason he's on the floor, and I love the fact that he's playing after yesterday's game. He's really starting to take control and show why he was MVP at Asia Cup a year ago and part of that under-17 World Cup team that did so well.
Well, Coach Larson thought that one hit the rim. Referees disagree.
Well, it's a tough call, right?
Especially on that type of angle.
Yeah. I mean, we got the advantages of replay for some of these, and we still don't know.
So it's going to be Feilding ball. And I'm not going to tempt fate with what I was about to say.
No, go ahead and say it.
No, I mean, you look at the time, it would have been 2 perfect 24-second sequences, so I don't think it will be the last time they touch the ball in this game. Watch it now be the last time they touch the ball. Happy to move the ball around nicely. Here's Dov, just gets stripped. And away come Hamilton boys through Jackways.
Yeah, I can't talk about how much Kingston has added to this win here in this game with so many extra possessions he's earned on the offensive glass, deflections, picking up a deflection to a steal there, moving the ball well.
And there's a slight discrepancy between the shot clock and the game clock, but I don't think either team is really going to worry about that too much as they pause the shot clock to allow the game to run out. So Feilding High take down Hamilton Boys High School 85-60. Andrew Horrocks alongside Miles Pearce. Thank you for sticking with us. We will be back in about 10 minutes for Girls AA action. Until then, enjoy your lunch, go out and get some sunshine, and we'll see you shortly.
Yeah, like obviously we do the haka before every game. Our haka is written specifically for us. The haka starts tuturu whakamaua kia tīna, and that means we honor the past, present, and the future. After that we go homie, huie, tākia, and that means like we all commit. So we do that in every huddle. We say homie, huie, tākia. So say we're at a video and we talk about something, we say we want to do this, X, Y, Z. That just wraps everything up and says, everyone says we all commit to what we've talked about in this video session. And then also in trainings and stuff, so if we've worked on something, everyone comes in together and we say, we commit to this scout or new play or everything else that we've talked about. Another part of our haka is tukaha opango tekahikate. And that means the black singlet is strong, firm, and immovable. And that's kind of like pretty much our culture. Like that's what we stand by. And when we do that haka before every game, that's pretty much like everyone thinks that we're doing the haka for the other team, but we're actually doing the haka for us. We're making a stance, and we're telling everyone why we're here and what we stand for. And that's Jordan, our leader in the Haka. He's asking us how are we going to stand in this storm, which is this storm is the other team. And then we all say, and that means like our strength is within our roots. So the kaikatea tree that we say is a tree in New Zealand that is tall and skinny. The reason they're so strong is because they're attached by their roots, and they usually come in a big pack. And the tall skinny trees, which represents us, obviously we're tall and skinny, but we're very solid because we're all connected through our roots. And that's something else we talk about in our Haka, that we're just telling each other that we're going to get through the storm together, and because we're strong, we're intertwined and connected through our roots.
This moment doesn't come around a lot, right? If you can cast your mind back to some of these moments we get, they don't come a lot. So respect the moment. Respect it. Respect the plan. Execute it. Respect the energy and effort you got to put in. Respect your teammates. Respect yourself. I want everybody in on this, okay? We're all in, everyone. The bench. Everybody. Okay, they're going to feel us tonight, feel our handshake. We're going to put our best foot forward. You good? You're good.
I'm extremely proud of the fight that we had today. I feel the pain. We all feel the pain. I can see it on your faces. I can feel it in the energy in this room, how hard we played, how hard we worked, how much we sacrificed for the opportunity we got in this round. It is extremely important for this singlet and what it means to us and what it means as a nation, as a team, how we finish this tournament, how we come out tomorrow. So it's extremely important that we do whatever you guys need to do, everyone in this room, to put this behind us, to learn and to be ready to play tomorrow. It's extremely important. You know what I mean? If we There's two ways this can go. And if we don't do the right thing, then it puts that sacrifice, it puts the fight tonight, it puts everything we've done, and it doesn't mean anything, right? We have to find meaning in this loss and find meaning in how we execute and how we play the rest of the team. It's extremely important for the Black team, right? And that's it. So we move on. Come on.
opportunity that we can't pass on.
Tēnā rā tātou e te motu whānui, nau mai haere mai ki tēnei o ngā kaupapa whakahirahira, ki tēnei kōti nui rawa atu. We are inside CET Arena in the main court here, and I also have a friend with me up here. I used to be on court 3, but I have moved over to this main court, and I have a friend up here with me. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Thank you, Paul Kaiho. Ko Andrew Horrocks toko ingoa. And great to be joined with you here on a beautiful day in Palmerston North. But if you really want the hot action, it is inside the venue. We've got 10 courts going all at the same time. And Pokaho, it's very lucky that you are so athletic. You can just run around the different courts and jump on the commentary. No problems at all.
Oh yeah, I was down there watching the Manukura against our Westlake girls. I was commentating that game on court number 3, and now I've moved up here into the big leagues. The big leagues, a little hub up here, watching this amazing, beautiful court. And we have our team just there on camera. That is Mount Monganui College, and they are going against Queen Margaret College.
Should we get into the team list? Firstly, for Queen Margaret College, number 1, Madeline Palu. Number 2, Amia Williams. Number 3, Zaria Simpson. 4, Rosa Blair. Number 5, Amelia Forbes. Number 6, Lucy Hanna. Number 7, Nahala Toieliu. Number 8, Kate Shortall. Number 9, Nellie Buckle. Number 11, Aorangi Harding. And 12, Brooke Temiahani Tongia. Head coach Steve Bedford. Assistant coach Baker Toieliu. And manager Troy Jennings. And then for Mount Monganui College.
Ka pai for Mount Monganui College, we have number 1 as Shamara Broughton. Number 2, we have Anna Hardy. Number 4, we have Charis Broughton. Well, a bunch of Broughtons we have on this list. We also have number 5 as Lucy Newsom. Number 6, Terina Timutimu. Number 7, we have Kashana Murray. 8, we have Jada Ormsby. 10, Cassidy Murray. 11, Kaylani Horn. Number 12, we have Bailey Putt. Number 14, we have Krista Bennett. 16, Alia Hill. And our head coach will be Joseph Broughton, as well as our assistant coach Spencer Webster, and manager being Sharon Horn.
Well, both these sides are on the younger side as we have. Take a look at the referees, Tamelia Blackburn and Leon Canlot Allen. Shamar Broughton was the MVP of the under-16 Nationals, her twin sister Charisse. They are both in the New Zealand under-15 team for the Oceania Cup, and then on the Queen Margaret side, Nahala Toieliu is in the under-15 team for the Oceania Cup as well. So 2 teams who potentially still have their best years ahead of them in terms of results thus far. Queen Margaret, though, doing extremely well, beat St. Kennigan's College 85-64 and Kaiapoi High 72-67. For the Mount, they beat Kaiapoi as well, 81-71. Before losing to a very, very talented St. Andrews College team, 50-73. The Mount are going to be in the red. Queen Margaret will be in the blue. It's going to be an exciting game as we get underway.
Tip-off has happened, and we're going to carry on moving for number 7 from Queen Margaret with the ball. Drives up nicely on the left side, spin move. Oh, ko hapa ia te neti kei te pai tērā. Just a bit too high on the hit. Kapai moving around now.
Looks like a 3-2 zone there from Queen Margaret. They get the steal and away they come up against the Mount in transition. And around the tupper.
Puts it in. Kapai puts it back up. And Koira te huku tuatahi o tēnei o ngā Kemi. That is our first point of the game. 2 now to Queen Margaret.
Always crucial, those putback baskets, as Broughton leaves that one short. But again, the offensive tūrapa Can't corral it, and out of bounds. Queen Margaret ball looking to get back-to-back baskets here at the start of quarter one.
Kapua Emilia passing it in, trying to find an opening here. Now we have number 7, Nahala, driving it down the court, patiently, just going down slowly, rushing away onto the right side. Lovely Euro step, unfortunately, just makes it outside of the tapa. We'll give it to Red.
Liam Camelot Allen already very animated in his call on that one. It was a bit of a 50-50 one, but he was very sure in which way that was going to go.
I very much enjoy watching him ref our games. He's really strict with his movements, he's really strict with his plays. He knows exactly what he's doing down there. He's done it for quite some time, I've heard.
He's been around the trap, started I think when he was 12 or 13 years old.
There we go.
Wahine to Wahine defense here from the Mount. Looking to match up here on day 2.
Beautiful back pass, and we'll give the 2-shot foul. I believe that is number 10, Cassidy Murray.
Great find there into Arangi Harding. Just got him behind the defense, pass over the top. Defense was caught in the wrong position. And easy call for the team in grey. Potentially the brightest pair of sneakers as well I've seen here on day 2.
Oh my gosh, it is.
Waking you up, making sure everyone's ready to go. Misses both though, and is going to be the tūrapa into the hands of Cassidy Murray.
Well, making their way on the left side of the court, driving through, unfortunately lets it go, but managed to keep the ball alive. Oh, kua pai.
Kuruwhiwhi Toru, Shamar Broughton, and that's what they can bring to the table, the inside-out game for the Mount.
Lovely handles here. We have from Amaya, so I did say Amelia before, Amaya. Trying to find her opening, but I will take them back court, giving it to Monganui.
And both benches with a lot of energy as well. It's not just the people on the court that make all the difference. There's a reason why there's squads of 12. Every person that matters, especially in these long tournaments.
We're trying to create an opening here with less than 4 seconds on the shot clock. Shooting it now for Kuruwhiwhi Toru. Almost managed there, but we got Queen Margaret rushing down the courts.
Great transition defense there from the Mount, just snuffing out that one-on-one opportunity. Let's see what they can create in the half court.
Lovely cut there, unfortunately doesn't connect, but the ball is alive.
Who would have thought after all that? Thought it might go out a couple of times, but Queen Margaret get the benefit, and it's going to be the second hara now on the Mount. That should be number 11, Kailani Horn.
Very good corridor coming in from our coach from Queen Margaret.
What's the beautiful thing of this court is even though it lacks a little bit in the first couple of days in terms of spectators, everyone trying to get to the other courts, it allows for us to hear each and everything that goes on court.
Well done, number 1, Shamar Broughton.
Just such a talented player. Of course, their older brother was MVP in 2019 for St. Kitts in their title victory. Shalom still got a little bit of bragging rights at home for dinner.
Ka whai ki te rārangi taha o te courts i nāne, just on the side. Amea anō, trying to find that opening, ka pai kei reira Aorangi.
But extra pressure there from the Mount. Just trying to slow down Queen Margaret as much as they possibly can. Got the ball all the way into the paint, but the turnover away comes Broughton.
Oh, a little bit of a swat at the ball, unable to make it in. Keeps the ball alive though, outside. The Kuruwhiwhi Toru step back. Very close, made it inside the tapa, pull it back out.
Very interesting defensive tactic there from Queen Margaret. Every time that there is a drive to the hoop, all 5 defenders are collapsing in. So, Mount, if they want those Kuruwhiwhi Torus, they're going to be open for them potentially all game if this continues, as the hara is called.
I believe that'll be our second foul onto Cassidy Murray. Now coming for a sub in. That is indeed Bailey Putt coming in for number 11, Kailani Horn.
Leaves the first one short.
Managed to get the toed up off that one. Well done, Mount Monganui. Passing it all the way down the court. Pulls it up, and it will be a good hara drawn by our number 11 there, Keilani Horn. Is that number 10? Sorry, Aroha, Cassidy Murray.
Wasn't Blues Mount Monganui has shot, but that's only the first hara on Queen Margaret, whereas Mount are already in the bonus. Not even 4 minutes gone as the first is converted there from Murray.
That is quite a concern. Wonderful. A bit of a bounce on the tapa, but managed to get in. Good pressure being applied here to Ameya, but she doesn't mind. She goes straight towards the middle, passes it out.
Well, it just speaks to the play styles of the two different teams. Queen Margaret, just before that, they'd been driving to score, whereas the Mount Monganui have been driving to try and dish out and create open shots for teammates.
Kapai trying to make their way in. There we are. To the corner. Pump fake. Oh, such a close. It was almost inside of our tapa there. And the call will be made.
Just got caught there, Cherise Broughton, in the wrong position. A little bump makes it an easy call there for the referee. And that is sometimes the game you play when you try to be aggressive on defense and the team's in the bonus. It leads to 2 shots. As Broughton will take a break, and into the game is Terina Timitamu.
Yes, only 5 minutes and 34 seconds in, and we're already getting our bonus free throws. And
it's not just this part of the game that it can really benefit Queen Margaret. It's as you get into quarters 3 and 4, if those players in foul trouble aren't looked after, it can really start to hinder their opportunities as the game wears on.
By Mount Monganui making their way down the courts. A play is being made.
Great cross-court pass, found the open shooter.
And that will be given to Mount Monganui. Smart play there. Tipping the ball back onto Queen Margaret on number 5 there, and managed to get the ball back into play on their side.
Well, it's the benefit of having teammates that don't give up on a play, even though that looked like it was going out of bounds. Making that extra bit of effort. And that's what led to the Kuruwhiwhi toru there for Shamar Broughton.
Kapai Ameya always very eager to make her way to the middle of the court. Great screen there for the Kuruwhiwhi toru. And the tūrapa will be made by Jada Ormsby. Passing it down, Bailey with the ball, puts it up. Unfortunately, it will be short, giving it back to Queen Margaret, but that was a great play to be made. Lovely, she had a good pace there. She was rushing quite a bit to the pakete itself, but then slowed down at the end, managed to knock that one in nicely.
I like the body control. Even though she lost the ball for half a second, made sure she didn't take extra steps, re-gave it and put it up and in. And again, away come Queen Margaret, just down 6 points early in this one. But at the moment, it's all about the decision-making in quarter 1. The right decisions are going to lead to the right results, especially in the bonus. As Arangi Harding just tried to rise up there from the block. And no result for Queen Margaret.
Shamar with the ball. Trying to make her way in. Comes off the foot, but the ball is still in play.
Shot clock running down. A big steal there for Toi Liu. Kicks ahead.
Ameya finally getting her chance. Gets the tūrapa.
And even though there's no conversion, you still like the decision-making. Great kick ahead. Just got a little bit low on that shot, and I'm sure the adjustment we made moving forward.
Wonderful Kuruwhiwhi toru there from Mount Monganui. Is that our number 8? Arako Jada Ormsby tērā. Karangahia I tētahi wāheke. It's a bit of a timeout there called by...
Yeah, we have a look here on the action replays. That timeout is taken from Queen Margaret, but necessary timeout needed. I think the adjustment potentially is they're overcommitting defenders into the paint on the drives. Maybe on a zone, just keep 1 or 2 there, try and keep the other 3 spacing on shooters, try and locate shooters, and just restrict the Kuruwhiwhi Torus that Mount Monganui are able to put up.
They're getting a lot more confident outside of that 3-point line. So giving them a lot more confidence won't be a good idea. They've shown that they are capable of shooting those and getting some points. They are currently 9 points ahead. But Queen Margaret is also doing a great job with getting down the court, getting back onto the side, as well as defending inside of the key. And they are also on the 5-foul bonus at this time. There's still 3 minutes left on this quarter, being the first quarter of the game, that is.
Quick chance here to plug some of the awards that we're giving away this week. And firstly, the Celtics Good Sport Award. This award goes to someone here at the event who has done amazing things to help others, made a huge effort or inspired those around them by going well over and beyond. Head to the BBNZ socials to enter. This award will be presented at the awards ceremony after the AA finals on Saturday. Entries close 11:59 p.m. Wednesday, 2nd October. So that's tomorrow night. So you've got today and tomorrow if you want to nominate someone for that. And I'm going to put in a nomination. I'm going to nominate Alex from BBNZ. He's had to look after all the presenter notes for us up here in the commentary booth across 3 different courts. No one's had to do that before. He's the first one, and he's absolutely crushing it. So shout out to Alex. He is my nominee at this stage for the Celtics Good Sport Award. Horns look there for Queen Margaret. Here's Harding. Again, just a little bit tough. Based on their spacing for Queen Margaret to find something, get to the hoop. And good defensive position there from the Mount as the Haka is drawn.
I love the communication and the cheering from the Mount Monganui box, yelling out defense. Keeps the whole team involved throughout the whole game. Just because you're not on the court doesn't mean you aren't playing.
As the shot clock just needs to be reset there to 24, all done so. Queen Margaret still in a 2-3 zone. Nothing's changed there. We'll see though what the spacing changes. We lovely steal there.
The ball back. Maya coming back onto the side of the court, but Mount Monganui is real fast to get back onto defense. Nice screen there. We'll push past, and unfortunately Mount Monganui will steal the ball back, driving all the way down the courts.
And a big block.
Big block there.
Perfect from Toileu. Chased it down, timed it right, and just slaps the ball out of bounds. So it's going to stay the Mount. But that would be a pretty good if she was able to tip it to a teammate. That would have been something special.
Good boy, there you go, just on the kukona there. Manages to find their way in. Hekuru Peke, Ngarikare, Uritia from the outside. Manages to get all their two-uppers back. Still the ball belonging to Mount Monganui.
Well, it's one of the issues sometimes of sitting in a zone is that when a shot goes up, you're not lined up with another player, you're lined up with space. So you got to try and find someone as quickly as you can and box them out as the Kuruwhiwhi Toru is launched and another offensive two-upper for the Mount.
Oh boy, that's good pressure being applied by Queen Margaret. They've been doing quite well with not allowing them to score any more points from that outside line. But they're back at it again, running all the way back to the opposite end. Fortunately, it will be a long pass, but great job by Queen Margaret from running from one side of the court to the other, getting back onto defense yet again. Well done.
And the decision making was good. It was just sometimes the execution wasn't there, but that's something that you can always work on. It's not always as easy to get the right decision being made.
They're definitely getting their groove coming through the later end of this game, this quarter. Pushing past, manages to get it over. It's a bit strong. Outside, Kuruwhiwhi Torupa. And we have a hara called from our ref going to Tāhua nei, ko te tekau mārua, that is Bailey unfortunately getting an offensive foul. A little bit of a shove. And due to it being the first quarter and having those 5 bonus fouls, that will give them the chance for Queen Margaret to have 2 shots on the kuru tautuku. Ka pai he kuru tuarua. And that will go in. Monganui now rushing back to the opposite end. A lot of movement going around. Lovely passes. Gets intercepted by Queen Margaret. So sad to our 2-degree sign now lying down. Kapai just trying to create an opening space here and gets intercepted wonderfully. Comes off the foot, no call. And there you go, the kick ball.
Just getting a little bit testy in the last minute. Still wahine to wahine defense here from the Mount. On-ball screen there.
Great way to switch from that screen. She comes off the ground and goes for the shot and also almost makes it in, hits the tapa.
That would have been such an athletic move.
Yes.
Given that she nearly slipped to correct herself and convert that one. Likely last shot here for the Mount in quarter number 1. Up 13-5. Can they get this to double digits?
There will be a kuru whiwhitoru shot, making it off the backboard there, right on time for the shot clock, giving it 7 seconds left on this final quarter, on this first quarter, sorry. Ooh, te tatahoki o Taiwa Kuru almost made it in our tapa there. Great way to start our first quarter, 16-5. A few fouls from Mount Monganui allowing Queen Margaret to have a lot of chances for free throws, but unfortunately not getting those fouls driving in.
And that's really been the difference of the game. I mean, Queen Margaret, you've got to be very happy in that you're drawing key players into foul trouble. But then once you get into that bonus, you've got to make sure that you keep the foot down on the accelerator for those that are legally allowed to drive in the Queen Margaret team, and keep converting those freebies. I know people talk about, you should always make your 3 throws. It's not always that easy. Anything over 75%, especially at a high school rate, you're pretty happy with. But that's just been the key differentiator. I think defensively, they've got to be pretty happy keeping the Mount to 16 points, especially with the amount of kuru whiwhitorus they've scored. But Queen Margaret, they've just got to find a way in the offensive end. They're getting the right shots. It's just, do we stick with that? Is there an adjustment that needs to be made? It reminds me of a conversation I always had with Dr. Vince Minharias, of just because you're doing the right thing, if the ball's then not going in the hoop, are you actually still doing the right thing? It's one of those tough things as a coach to decide. But I think
I like that. I really like that.
it's something that plays in your head a little bit. But I think at the moment for both teams, they've got to be pretty happy with the style of play that they're showing as just getting into that level of execution.
Hai tautoko i ngā kōrero. No, that is such a true statement to be made, is that but a lot of the times for the players is that kind of thought gets stuck in their heads, especially the younger ones, the ones that are new to this kind of big environment and big tournament, new tournament. And they're still figuring things out in that way, but their coaches are there that will put them back in that good mindset of playing this good sport. And so I definitely agree with the sort of right decisions being made. Quarter number 2. Starting out, we have already the Mount Monganui girls coming on out, finishing their huddle.
And just in that break, a good chance to thank... Well, actually, no, let's go on to our next award that we're giving out. New Zealand Carbon Farming. How green is your team? Head to the BBNZ socials and comment your top 3 sustainability tips for schools and sport, and be in to win a $50 Players Sport voucher for your school, generously provided by New Zealand Carbon Farming. Of course, entries close. Tomorrow night is another Kuruwhiwhi Toru from the Mount, and they'll get us underway here in Korarua. Still in man-to-man defence are the Mount splits.
Great Euro step there to finish off. Mahala Toileu. Beautiful Euro step there. Now we have our Mount Monganui girls. Great passing around, put it up to Bailey. Pass it back out for Kuruwhiwhi Toru maybe.
On the Mount drives to collapse all 5 defenders and allow the Kuruwhiwhi Toru to be put up from the Mount.
A lot more sound coming from our girls at Queen Margaret, which is great to hear. They're a lot more eager to get these points. There we go, running down the court. Coach is telling them. And there we go, Mount Monganui supporting their teammates now from the outside here. Cuts it in, but beautiful intercept. We'll give it out to our point guard. Sets the screen. Kuruwhiwhi Toru, left-hand player, number 6, Terina Timutumu, with a first left hand I've seen in the tournament. Don't really see much of those. It's the same thing with volleyball. I always like to point out these left-handed players. Different spin to the ball, different techniques that they... Similar techniques I would say, though there's a little bit of a trick to it being a left hand. Different spin of the ball, different way they'll dribble.
It must be quite deceptive in volleyball to have left hand. I'm assuming you talk about spikers, right?
Yes.
To have a left-handed spiker, you're used to blocking
much
on the right arm, and then they're still free to
It's
get
also
to the
hard
hand.
to pick up the ball when the ball has been spiked due to having a different spin. The ball is spun such a weird way when it's hit from left-handed players. Back outside, Cassidy Murray with the ball. Great intercept here. Let's see what they can manage. Cuts through. They keep the ball alive.
Such a sharp crossover there as well, not to run straight into the players, the block, and it's going to stay Queen Margaret ball. 13 seconds. Shot clock's getting moved around a little bit. It's going to settle on 12, it appears. No switching is the call from head coach.
Great intercept.
And it does the job as the Haka is called. And very quickly, that's the second on Queen Margaret. So a bit of a flip here from the first quarter.
Puts into outside. Kuruwhiwhi Toru pea. Kareng ana Queen Margaret now, making their way down the court.
And even though that wasn't converted, it was actually the 45 cut that drew the defender and made that pass so wide open. So great offensive execution, even though they didn't score, but it's down the other end where it mattered. Queen Margaret gets some very welcome points. Happy just to move the ball around against this 1-3-1. Here's Broughton into the mid-range.
There we are.
And converts with ease.
Kawaiame here making her way down the courts. Cut to the corner with the open shots. Comes off the tapa, able to get a two-dupper from that number 10 there. Cassidy tips it off. Beautiful cut there. Makes her way in with a two-dupper. They could have 50 Toru just off. And there we go, puts it back in by Broughton.
Such unselfish basketball is there from the Mount. Happy to give up a good shot to try and get a great shot. As the spacing just a little bit tight, and somehow a Haka is called. And so it's going to stay Queen Margaret ball from the baseline.
All right, the Haka will be going to Anna Hardy. Mayer passes it in. Moving around, all two players clash, managing to steal it back still, Mount Monganui. Broughton passing it down. Good cuts. Fortunately, it is a bit strong, but those were some beautiful passes. And Hekuru Whiwhi comes off the tapa. Shot clock reset. Almost getting it again. Keeps the ball alive. Unfortunately not. Timeout will be called by Queen Margaret as well. Probably just a bit too far forward in the lead. I believe we see that Mount Monganui is capable of taking many shots from the outside, though not making as many as they could. Queen Margaret still wants to cut them off before they start getting their groove.
Yeah, law of percentages, that one. Are they going to revert back to the average? Very animated conversation, actually, just before it cut to the camera there from the Queen Margaret coaches, but probably a welcome timeout. And our last award that we can plug on this broadcast, although we can always plug it later on in the game, the Bailey's Altogether Better Award. So Bailey's are excited to offer your schools the chance to win a $200 travel voucher to assist with the cost of attending the Secondary School Nationals for 2024. To enter, head to the BBNZ Instagram page, find the Win with Bailey's post and comment us telling why your team is hashtag Altogether Better. Entries close once again tomorrow night, so the deadline is starting to appear for those nominations as we take a look there at Joseph Broughton with the Mount Monganui College team. And a win for both teams would go a long way in trying to get them to that top three for the pool. Of course, top in each pool gets a bye. Second and third then play off against different pools. And the winner of that advances to this quarterfinals and keeps their chances alive of being there in the big game on Saturday afternoon. It'll be AA girls first and then AA boys.
Ka poi mā mea te poro i nāne he karo atu ki roto. Mea passing it in. Good fast dribbling there from Nahala Toileu. Pushes it through, rushes in, passes it back out. Kuri Whiwhi just comes off the top of there. Tūrapa will belong now, getting to Mount Monganui. Way to get the ball back. With Margaret, a good cut pass down the centre there. The bounce pass will make it over, brings it up. And unfortunately doesn't get in. Good attempt. Great way to Euro step around our defenders from Mount Monganui. Kapoi mai waho i nāne. Steals it. Seems like she just took that out of her hands with ease.
They've been very active defensively in their zone, have Queen Margaret. Hands are always up, looking for loose passes, and the Kuruwhiwhi Toru there. That could have absolutely brought this game alive. But it's okay, another chance here on the defensive end to get another stop.
Ka pai, there they are again. Mount Monganui struggling to get those points there in the middle, having to rely on their shots on the outside, and that's what they need. 1 point can get them back in the groove.
And just like that, timeout, Mount Monganui College. Felt like there's only a minute there in between timeouts.
Ai, tautoko. Yes, you can definitely see why Mount Monganui have been switching out to shoot on the outside line, on our three-point lines. That's because Queen Margaret is capable of very strong defense on the inside of the key. You can hear the boomboxes go past from our other teams. There's quite a few teams coming in, putting on a lot of swag.
And songs that I grew up listening to, that's what always surprises me. Kids these days probably say those as throwbacks.
No way.
Original 50 Cent? Absolutely. Right, 4.5 to play here in quarter number 2. Girls AA action. There is another court going on the live stream. It is court 4. And if I refresh it, I can probably get what the actual score is. No, it is just tipping off, so it is Manirewa up against Rangiora in girls AA. So that game is quite delayed. So that's going to give me a bit of time. If you want the best chicken and chips in Palmerston North, and as an Aucklander, the prices astound me. It is only $9 for chicken and chips here at Fly Palmy Arena. So if you want to get yourself the bargain of the century amongst all the inflation that everyone is going through at the moment, Fly Palmy Arena does not believe in inflation. Those are 2010 prices, Producer Rich. It's fantastic.
The ball will return to Mount Monganui College. Kaupai passing it in now. We'll go to Anna Hardy. Floats it in. Kaupai, kua pai te kuru o taua. Taiwa Tsiki Wanganui with the court. So just driving down the middle of the core. Maya making her way through. Tips it off. Off the foot, unfortunately, but still keeps it in play. There we are, Mount Monganui now bringing a lot of strong defense down the middle.
Under 3 seconds on the shot clock, have to put up a shot. Hits the tupper, but a good bounce there for Therese Broughton. And the Mount will come up with the ball up 25-11.
Lovely pass down the middle there, we'll get her up. Comes off the tupper and will indeed be Margaret's ball. Rosa will be passing it in.
A little bit of extended pressure is out there from the Mount. Love to see it, especially early on in these tournaments.
Comes up for the screen, takes the opposite end and brings it up. Great attempt there. Managed to get past 4 players. And it will be a reach from behind, giving it to Mount Monganui College.
Well, after all the active hands in the first quarter with all those calls, settled down a little bit here in quarter number 2. That's going to be the third on Queen Margaret. Mount only committing the 1 after all theirs early on in this game.
Broughton, back into the middle. And as we speak, we have another foul there for Queen Margaret. Kaupai subs are coming in. I believe that is Nahala coming in for, is that number, can't see our number. Is it another number 7?
That was 7, they just left out.
Oh, it's 1. It looks seemed as though
it's
it was a 7.
It's tough to differentiate between the two.
Ball now going to our girls at Queen Margaret. Mount Monganui have put a lot of pressure on their defense, which is a great job for them. But it's a bit of a struggle for Queen Margaret to make it through. More intercepts are happening. And there we go, Mount Monganui with the 2-upper, and a foul will be called against number 11. Number 11 there being Aorangi Harding. On her 3rd foul. Now, due to it being the 5th foul of the team, they will now be, Mount Monganui will now be put in their bonus free throws.
Well, it's only my 17th commentator's curse of this tournament already. I said no one had really fouled that much in this quarter, and lo and behold, we're in the bonus. Literally a minute later. I don't know why they keep bringing me back.
Kua pai te mea tuarua hoki, ka pai ki a koe Keilani. There were a lot more movement, a lot more talking on the court. But then there's Mount Monganui overpowering them with the defensive chant. Amaya driving through, beautiful drive, will put it up, gets it in.
But how nice was that screen though to create that space off the on-ball defender and just gave her the space to get to the hoop, and the great basket. There's a little turnover there from the Mount. Couldn't quite corral that pass.
Kopai not too far behind now. Queen Margaret has 14 points. Just need to keep the fouls off. Not allow Mount Monganui to get any free kurutautuku. Nice strong pass there. Drives through the middle. Puts it up for a float. Ngari nā te tūrapa o Mount Monganui. Kelani holding the ball. Ki te kokona. Fortunately comes off the tapa. But still belongs to Mount Monganui. Passes it inside. Puts it up nice and easy. Well done.
Just getting stuck on the same side here a little bit. Queen Margaret, can they get some rotation?
There's the intercept. It will be an easy open layup. Puts it home.
Great vision though to see that run as well.
And steals it back. Te tatahoki o tau a few.
That would have been a backbreaker with just under 90 seconds to play in quarter two with no timeouts left as well for Queen Margaret. They're going to have to play out these last 70 seconds.
Move from the outside, pass it back.
Oh, big
there we go. That's all you really need sometimes, and then it'll bring back the groove of the team. Let's hope I haven't caught on your commentator's curse.
It's pretty contagious, I can tell you that. I think it might have been the taste of those halftime oranges that gave her the energy to convert that one. One of life's magical elixirs. The oranges at halftime of any sporting event. A little bit tougher, of course, in indoor stadium sports to be able to get away with using them, but if anyone can figure it out, it is these two teams.
Back to Amaya. Screens are being played many times over and over.
And you just got to be careful where they set it. That first screen was perfectly placed up high. Second one just a little bit low, didn't give much space to go around and get to the hoop.
They step around, but Margaret gets the ball back. They're ready to get on the end of the court, puts it up. It is a bit rushed, unfortunately, with just 10 seconds left on the clock.
So it's going to be Mount Monganui who hold for the final shot. 10 seconds to play. The chance potentially to get this lead out to 20 points, which could be a massive when you think about tiebreakers moving forward. Kufifi Tori goes up and is short. And no one can corral the rebound in time. So that's going to do it for the first half here in Girls AA action. Mount Monganui College 34, Queen Margaret 16. We're going to take a quick break in the commentary booth and be back with the second half.
Hey. Sport is about more than just the game. It's about going from teammates to best mates. It's the high fives and helping hands. It's learning when to back yourself or back your buddies. It's actually being excited to get out of bed early on a Saturday. Sport is about more than just the game. That's why Caltex is proud to help fuel school sports.
This season, Basketball New Zealand takes coaching to the next level, featuring BNZ Kiwi Hoops and 2 Degrees Girls Got Game on Coachmate. For coaches, discover engaging practices with ready-made plans featuring easy-to-follow games that kids will love. Or tap into your creative side and make your own sessions with our library of great activities that you can learn in under 90 seconds. And level up your coaching skills with lessons, tips, and official resources. Managing a team this year? Get your team in sync with improved team management features, like sharing training and game information. Create polls, see who's attending practice, and communicate directly with parents to arrange things like carpools. Or just share the fun with photo uploads and team chat. Saying yes to coaching has never been easier. Download the free app now and support the next wave of basketball lovers to have their best season yet with Basketball New Zealand on CoachMate.
Ladies and gentlemen,
this isn't about what we wore back in the day.
we're going to go now. Going once, going twice, no more offers. Sold!
It's about being trusted to get a better result for our clients since 1973.
The forest should never have been taken off this steep hill country that's eroding, and it makes absolute sense to afforest those hills. What we're doing here is using the exotics to help that process get established. We're looking at a managed transition process where those pines are progressively thinned as the native understory establishes. We're trying to do several things here. Soak up carbon, establish native forest, and we're trying to improve biodiversity. You're achieving an awful lot with one program of activity.
Mana kore ana tōre wha. Ei, pauri atu.
Welcome back here to Fly Palmy Arena. Andrew Horrocks alongside Pokaho Short, who will be back with us shortly. Just over a minute to go until quarter number 3. Having a look at the other court, a little bit delayed out there on court 4. Rangiora down, up 13-9 over Manurewa. Slight clash in the kits that both teams are wearing, but I'm sure the right people can figure out who is who. We will have basically 2 games around. Don't forget as well, 5:45 on this court. The big boss, Dylan Boucher, will be on with Tim McTamney. So that'll be an awesome one to listen to. And I had a question, if I can find it, around what is an alley-oop in Te Reo Māori. Pokaho, do you know what alley-oop is in Te Reo?
So, alley-oop. So we won't look at it as a transliteration like I normally do, but in a high pass in basketball, you could call it a toropu. Toro meaning a reach, pu meaning like reaching out, so reach up. You could put it in that sentence. So he toropu ki runga, a toro ki runga, toro runga. Anything to do with toro meaning to reach out, like an alley.
Yeah, I can't find it in the kupu list. But
yeah,
I'm
there's
sure
a few words that we've yet to put together, like travel. We've yet to create a word for travel.
if Matua Ethan Smith is listening, one of my heroes from Whakata Māori, I'm sure he can tell me exactly what it is. Back underway, Mount Monganui, and they draw the heart up. And we'll go to the line. No, it's going to be baseline inbound. Deemed before the ball was picked up.
Kawatu Kelani. Broughton. Step back. Comes off the tapa into Queen Margaret's hands. 18 points behind. Let's see what they can come up with. Puts it up. Fortunately, doesn't get in. Makes it inside of the tapa, but comes back out.
I like the intent there, though, from Queen Margaret, getting a good high percentage shot.
There we are. That's what we like to see. Good, easy cut, good passes, creating a solid opening. Amaya reaching out, getting to herself a hara as well.
And that's going to be the key for Queen Margaret is, even if they're not scoring, if they can keep drawing haras on Mount Monganui College, try and get some of those key players fouled out. And it's going to make things a little bit easier in their quest to cut into this now 19-point lead that Mount Monganui has amassed.
Oh, tautoko koe ngā kōrero. There we are. Beautifully done. Mount Monganui making their way back to the opposite end. Brought in. Fakes it up, puts it back up though, and there it is. Beautiful play. 38-18. Queen Margaret pushing it down the court. Amaya trying to find her teammates an opening here. Great movement. Solid screen. Ketepai, Nale, Nahala it was. And just escapes the rim yet again.
I still love that kick ahead pass though. It was perfectly weighted just to allow the player to do that little 1-2 step. Just a little bit strong due to the defensive presence, but still a great decision made there from the Mount. A bit of a different entry there for Queen Margaret. That is going to be a 2-pointer, and that is good.
There we are.
It was just that little difference change on the shot being given on the scoreboard by as a kuruwhiwhi toru. Looked like the referee.
It seems as though it was counted as a kuruwhiwhi toru, that one. We'll leave it up to our refs. Oh, there you go, the return kuruwhiwhi toru.
Yeah, no doubt in that one that the feet were behind the line. Such a lovely shot.
Nahala making her way forward, pushing it back out. Kuruwhiwhi toru anō. Comes off the top of there. Waijera Ormsby with the ball, gives it back to Broughton. Kuruwhiwhi toru. Arahe rapa anō Queen Margaret. Amea does a Nahala. Reaches over, unfortunately just off the rim again. Good sportsmanship, making sure Broughton is okay. Sometimes you want to help, but you just want to get back right onto right into defense. You got to make that sacrifice of, I'm sorry, I'm going to leave you there.
Kuruwhiwhi toru is up and along off the tapa.
Perhaps you may get another chance. No, drives it in.
And Hardy gets blocked.
Beautiful block there.
From Aorangi Harding. Oh, lovely, smart move there from Broughton. Draws the hara as well.
Bit of a solid contact there. Couple outside now, Broughton. Giving it to Anna. Back to Broughton for a fake spin move. What a beautiful spin. Good travel call. Well done, refs, for seeing that one.
They've been sharp today. Yesterday, day one, just trying to get the feet back under them as well. And then day two, straight into it. Warmed up, ready to go, know exactly what they're looking for. And they've been very sharp in the calls that they've made.
Great intercept there. Rushing straight through the key, onto the corner. Just knocks off To Papamuri, back at it in the corner. Kapua ki te Kimi Rautaki comes off the hand, Amea. Down to Nahala. Puts it in, well done. 23 points in total for Queen Margaret now. Calling in a timeout, was it from Monganui?
Yeah, much needed. It just feels like Queen Margaret have found something different in this quarter. Able to attack the rim a lot more convincingly than they were able to in the first half. Was zoom in there on the Mount Monganui team.
Ka whai aroho mai te whānau ki te pirangi atu, te mihi atu, ki ngā whakahaere, ki ngā kaiawhina, just to our sponsors here for helping us with this amazing event that we have here in Palmerston North. And we'll just give a big thanks to Foot Locker, Whakaata Māori, Basketball Manawatu, Central Energy Trust Arena Palmerston North. We also have our New Zealand Community Trust, Four Winds Line Foundation, as well as a few of our New Zealand Carbon Farming, Caltex, Apollo, Bailey's, Molten, New Zealand Molten, sorry. We also have Sports Manawatu, Glory League, GJ Gardner, Palmerston North, City Council, InspireNet, and New Zealand Sports Collective. Ngā mihi nui atu kia koutou katoa. Without you guys here, our rangatahi wouldn't be able to come to Palmerston North and play in this beautiful arena that we have here and meet all these beautiful rangatahi and all the whānau at home being able to watch their rangatahi play on screen. Thank you so much for Kata Māori for that. We have 3 courts being live streamed currently. I believe 2 are currently on, but 3 courts in total, which is the most courts we've live streamed with commentators in our Palmerston North national history, which is main. Engari Mount Monganui come back strong with a 43-point lead now.
Yeah, that's really the dream when you take a timeout and then you score straight away off it. Makes the coaches look brilliant. And the players are listening very well.
That was the plan of the timeout, to tell exactly the new structure layout for the plays. Beautiful spin there, passes it outside. Jada Ormsby for the 3, knocks it in. Mauri ora. Kuru whiwhitoru koia rā. Amea now with the ball. And the travel will be called. Just on the sideline here, Miss Broughton. Passing it to Miss Broughton. Not too sure whether they are just sisters or twins. They look very similar.
Twins.
I was like, did she just pass it to herself? She teleported. She clearly teleported.
Well, you do wonder if one of them fouls out and they're the one that's been playing a little better because they just switched jerseys. Miss Ormsby coming down the court, passing it to Miss Broughton, but with a good intercept there. Amea passing it up. Good rip. Giving it back to Mount Monganui. Could have had another intercept there. Puts it up. Broughton. Well done. Reaching 48 points now, Mount Monganui. Well, it's been such a tight battle, especially offensively for both teams in the first quarter, that the shackles are starting to come off. Teams are starting to get a little bit more comfortable with what they're doing. Great step through and finish there from Broughton. A little bit of a different intro there into the dribble handoff. Throw and go, and just the pass a little bit too far left to be caught.
The idea was there. It was a good plan overall. And they will fix that up and then possibly have a good execution at the end. All the way down the court, Ormsby passes it through to Broughton and puts it in nicely. 50 points, 52 points, sorry, in total. Nelly Buckle with the ball. Make her way down the court. Nahala on the right. Aorangi. Back to Nahala. Good screen. Stopping Broughton. Puts it in. 27 points now. Well done, Queen Margaret. Ormsby is in no rush of getting back onto the other side. Well, it's in a rush though. Gets it back.
And that's what they need to do, Queen Margaret. They need to get those stops and then secure the ball so that they can keep attacking on their end. If they're giving over turnovers like that, there's a great end of shot from the Mount, but that's going to be a Haka. That's Haka number 3 on Queen Margaret now in this quarter. But it's just those extra possessions that are going the Mount's way that seems to be making the difference currently.
Loses the ball. Amaya rushes to the opposite side of the court, looking for someone to pass it to, but drives right in. Comes out of the tupper. Bit of a clash, but she keeps the ball alive. Nice intercepts. Comes off Nahala, and it will be going to Mount Monganui.
And those are just those little isolated moments that can make a bigger difference, as the referees look like they're going to talk about who that came off. It's going to stay Queen Margaret ball. Perfect opportunity here for them to try and get some points on the board, get a little bit of momentum back their way as they try to close this out. Still 13 minutes of actual game time left, so plenty of time at the moment. But the ball needs to be going into the hoop. And again, the Mount, great defensive possession from them, and they look to extend the lead down their end.
Oh boy, just under 3 minutes left on our time in the third quarter. Brought in with a hook pass just on the outside. Arakwa whai atu Miss Ormsby. He kuru whiwhi toru.
Well, if you see a pass like that, that's the only result that really could happen. Such a great find. And
what
nice
a great
shot.
cut there. Did not see that coming. Great chemistry there from Amaya and Nahala from Queen Margaret.
Well, it's electric on both ends at the moment. Almost saw another Kuriwhiwhi toru from Timu Timu. Decided against it. And another Haka. This is Haka number 2 on the Mount. So I think they won't mind. It's just going to depend on what the personal foul count is for them.
Will be for Miss Ormsby, giving her her second foul. Subs coming in. That is number 6, Terina Timu Timu, subbing in for number 7, Kashana Murray. Kapai, and we're ready to go. To Nelly. Nahala.
Just couldn't quite get the angle they wanted on that dribble handoff. Trying to turn the corner. Good defense, forcing them up high and into that rotation. That allowed for the tip pass. Great kick to the corner. Kuriwhiwhi toru on the way, and good.
Gets it in nicely.
And Queen Margaret is definitely not over in this game, but just moving forward, even into next games, the momentum and the confidence that a shot like that can bring is huge. As into the last 90 seconds now of this quarter, they can get another couple of scores and some more stops, then it gives them a chance just to slowly whittle away at this lead before the last couple of minutes of the game.
Good effort to get up with the Haka being drawn. Amaya there doing some good pushes to the Pakete, allowing her and her team just to gain a little bit more confidence. Kapai, you can definitely see that the team is coming together a lot more, getting in there. Well done. Koe te kuru tautuku tuatahi, just the first free throw. And there goes the second. Well done, Kapai Amaya. Coming down the right side of the court now. Comes off the foot, steals it back. There is Nelly Baku, rushes towards the Pakete and managed to get a great layup in. Rei Tuku, I believe.
Massive momentum swing at the moment in the way of Queen Margaret. Can they get another steal here? Stays with the Mount. 10 seconds on the shot clock.
Struggling to find an opening here, but great dribbling from Bailey. Steals the ball, Aorangi goes towards the court. Almost gets it in, her height definitely getting herself the rebound there. Well done. Only 15 points behind now. Is it?
It was actually 17.
17.
It's, they put that up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
We thought we'd called it early, but this is a great spell here for Queen Margaret. Can
Great
they
effort
get
for the
one
rebound,
more
Hala.
pakete before the end of the quarter?
Drives it in. Gets the rebound. Tūrapa belongs to them. No foul is called. Hands up, hands up. Kaupai, they're getting a lot more excited now, Queen Margaret.
And what a way to take the wind out of the sails of Queen Margaret. Big dagger there from Therese Broughton. So it's going to be three-quarter time. Mount Monganui 58, Queen Margaret 38. We'll take another look at it there on the action replay. And that is a big basket in trying to stop the comeback attempt from Queen Margaret.
Yes, what a lovely third quarter. We had seen a lot more pressure and movement coming in from Queen Margaret. They were a bit far behind in their lead, still showing a lot of great progress in their plays and whatnot, though in this quarter, in the quarter they just went, we had seen big improvements in just play in all their plays, a bit more confidence in driving towards the net, a lot more players getting down the court and snatching off our Mount Monganui girls. But our Mount Monganui girls also had both our Brotons as well as the whole team doing great, having great chemistry. You can tell that they're all having a bit of fun out in the sub box as well. You know, they're still cheering out for their mates. They're still cheering out for the game, and it's a really good atmosphere to have.
Absolutely loving it, and it's great. I mean, you talk about taking skills that you can take into later life, and the ability to support those people around you and create that culture of team is something that definitely translates into later life. As we still look at now the Mount Monganui team. And it looked like a very, very happy group of people, up 20 currently. Of course, had lost a pool game to St Andrews. And this potentially, not saying it has happened, but potentially could be the first loss for Queen Margaret in the 2024 Secondary School Nationals. Both teams back out on the floor for one final quarter. The Mount with a 20-point lead. Definitely not insurmountable, but it's going to take a very strong first 3 minutes from Queen Margaret. If they can chip it away, maybe get it back to 12 in the first 3 minutes, then that's going to go a long way in their bid to bring this one back. Still wahine to wahine defense here from the Mount Monganui. Left-hand hook shot is no good. A rebound, Aliyah Hill. And away come the Mount for their first possession of this quarter.
Beautiful pass there. Brought in with the ball. Spin move. Passes it out and manages to knock it in. That is Cassidy Murray.
Well, I don't know what was more impressive there, the spin move or the pass, finding the open receiver for the basket. Out to a 22-point lead now, the Mount.
Good drive down the court. Pass it over. Unfortunately, defense from Mount Monganui is a bit more tight this time. Great step inside. Start getting those Tūrapa there, Queen Margaret. Great defense though. Sticking to each player tightly, trying to create that open space there, Mount Monganui.
Got off in time, but doesn't touch anything, and away come Queen Margaret. I mean, that's been the key for the Mount, is that when they've moved the ball well, they've created awesome opportunities with the collapsing Queen Margaret defense. Another Kurufifi Toru up and is good from Kailani Horn. And sometimes you just got to make sure, even if you make that big basket, you got to get back and defend. And one of the easier baskets Queen Margaret will score in this game. Still sitting in a 2-3 zone Queen Margaret.
Brought in again for the Kuriwhiwhi Toru, and she gets it in, giving them a total of 66 points in total. Queen Margaret still on the move. Kapai bring forth Naala, but rushes through the middle. There you go, strong defense there in the middle of the court. Just comes off, and opening space for Brayton will give her a nice easy layup there.
The twin connection on that one, and don't want to bring too much business jargon into this sports game, but they're definitely hitting their KPIs, the Mount. If you can get 20 points every quarter at this level, you're getting what you need. It's just defensively keeping locked in and making sure they can keep extending this lead.
Kawai from the outside, Miss Brayton. Comes off the rapa there. Baorangi gets it.
So it looks like we're going to take a timeout taken from Queen Margaret. Just trying to talk things through. And Pokaho, I think at the moment, 28-point deficit, 7 minutes to go. It's going to be more about what adjustments can give us an advantage in future games as opposed to potentially this one coming back. To the people at home, I'm not trying to say this game is over and done with, but it's starting to get into a much more difficult opportunity for them.
Giving Mount Monganui a bit more time there from the quarter breaks. Possibly just coach talked a bit more about keeping the defense, their defense onto each player. Due to last quarter, we've seen a lot more 2-on-1s and leaving a player open. But now we can see that with Mount Monganui keeping strong defense within the key, it's a bit of a struggle for Queen Margaret to rush in like they were on the third quarter, making a little bit of a close in that point gap. But we can see now for Queen Margaret it is a bit difficult due to that lock-on players, the wahine on wahine player defense style. But we'll see if they had a pretty good chat there in the sub box.
It's going to be Queen Margaret ball and still full court pressure here from the Mount. So despite the lead, trying to make sure that all their players stay aggressive and locked in.
There we are, Maya getting in there. Gets the rebound again and puts it back in nicely. Closing in the gap just a little bit.
Well, Valet just then, she missed the easy one and then made the more difficult shot, but sometimes people work like that. I remember I saw a stat on J.R. Smith, and he actually shot 3 percentage points better on contested three-point shots compared to open three-point shots.
He missed open ones more frequently. That's crazy.
Don't ask me how that works.
He pressure is afraid of him.
Rejects the on ball, and the pakete no good. And looks like there is a hara on the floor. And it's going to be on number 4, Cherise Broughton.
Good way to rush into the key. Gets it up nicely. Well done. Closing in the gap just a little bit more was Broughton. Steps her way into the middle of the court. And it is a bit long, unfortunately, giving the ball back to Queen Margaret. Let's see if they can score themselves a bit more points within the next 6 minutes of this game. Nice way to push through to the centre of the court. The foul will be going to number 10. All right, Koiarako Cassidy Murray will be getting that hara, being her 3rd foul of this game. And we'll also be getting subbed out for number 5 being Miss Lucy Newsom. Miss Buckle. Go for the rush. moving screen there called. Will be instant handover to Mount Monganui College. Good handoff there. Trying to find the opening. Gets intercepted by Miss Buckle. Shoots the three.
That almost looked so unbalanced. I thought that was going to go in.
I really thought that was going to be a pass at first. Top one, Miss Broughton coming down the centre of the courts, passing it out to the corner. Miss Ormsby will pass it in. Make her way to the key, unfortunately couldn't make it in. Kuru whiwhi tori pea. O kua tatarawa. Foul will be called, no basket. Subs are coming in. Number 3 for Queen Margaret, Zaria Simpson. Coming in for Madeline Palu.
And that's my question really for the Mount, is how much of the Broughton twins going to play as this game starts to wrap up. 5 minutes to play. Very, very healthy lead. Probably don't need to play that many more minutes, given that they've got bigger games likely coming up on Thursday and Friday.
Well done, Baku. Tautoko i ngā kōrero. Should probably save their strengths for later games that are to happen in different leagues. Miss Ormsby there with a beautiful three-pointer. Kuru whiwhi toru.
They've been impressive in this one, the Mount. I thought this game, given that both teams had had a close game with Kaiapoi, and it could end up a little bit closer, but as always with these tournaments, sometimes results aren't always a great reflection for what's going to happen in the future.
Ai, tautoko. Some games it's just dependent on what kind of day it is, depending how the players have... Oh, it was a shot clock. I was like, no way that 4 minutes shot by so fast. I need to look at my time.
So sideline inbound here for Queen Margaret, up 27. 4 minutes to play. Don't forget as well, we have on court 4 right now, Maniriwa taking on Rangiora. And if you switch over to that one, it is a 2-point game, only in the second quarter. 1 minute 20 to play, so there is plenty of time to be able to take in all the action of that game. Two teams that'll be hoping to go deeper into this tournament. As well, after this, on court 3, we've got Kayla Manu Irarangi and Greg Elliott. Rangitoto College versus St. Peter's. That's going to be an absolute great girls game.
Comes off the tapa, but Mount Monganui gets it back, and Miss Ormsby. Kuru whiwhi toru. And that'll be a good ball going to Mount Monganui there. Halfway, just 3 minutes left on our clock. Mount Monganui ball. Lucy Newsom for a pass in. Nice little dish cut there. Seeing what the plan is, rushes in, comes off the foot, and it will be blue ball. I forget how much movement the refs also must be doing throughout our games. I did see at the beginning of our game, before it started, sorry, our refs were warming up and down the court. And I never actually thought and realized, oh yes, that's their job. They run the court also. Yes.
Well, I can remember a few AMBL games where referees have gone off injured. There's a great pakiti there for Queen Margaret. But you got to look after the body.
Well, Ormsby passes it off. Goes towards the key, knocks it in. Unfortunately, comes off the tupper. Queen Margaret for the tūrapa. Pass it out. Tries to drive it in. Travel will be called. Good drive from the baseline. Cuts it in. Knocks it in. Modiora. Well done. Bailey putts.
Well, I did hear pre-game that she was a player to watch out for on this Mount Monganui team. So I could see her getting on the scoreboard. Queen Margaret, though, still, even though it's not going down, it might just be this arena hoops have gotten to them a little bit, but they're still trying to create good shots, which is like we like to see. Keeping things going.
Pushing it forward, and we'll draw the foul as well for the 2 shots there. 2 shots will be given to. I'm not too sure what that number was. But she is on her 3rd foul.
No good there on the first.
Well done. Knocks the second one in nicely. Galpoy making their way down the court now. Nice drive to the hoop. Gets it in nicely. Nahala. Just over a minute left to go on this final quarter. Not Monganui showing no mercy now. Dive for the ball, keeps it back up. Ormsby gets to the hoop, dishes it off to the corner. He could have 50 toripa. It is a bit short, unfortunately.
I still like the ball movement there from the Mount. I mean, we're seeing players who wouldn't have played a lot of minutes thus far in this tournament, but it just shows that their style of play is not determined by 1 or 2 key players. Everyone can run the offense, and that's what we like to see.
1
through 12. Again, is the big steal there, and away come the Mount. Little flick pass up ahead. And just happy to work the ball around as we get inside. 30 seconds to go. Kuruwhiwhi Toru on ways and is short. Offensive tūrapa, and the Haka is drawn. That is going to go against Toielu. Deemed to be on the ground, so still 13 seconds on the shot clock. Should be a reset to 14, but I think I'm just digging at something there if we're nitpicking on those things.
And this will be the last 5 seconds of our game.
And just going to hold the ball up are the Mount, so they are going to be the victors in this one. 76-50 over Queen Margaret. A big win for both teams, particularly when tiebreakers could be involved to figure out the top 3 in the pool. Thank you so much for sticking with us. Of course, don't forget we've got other courts going on very shortly. Court 3 will be tipping off at 4 p.m. And then on this court, Dylan Boucher and Tim McTamney at 5:45. Until then, go and get some sunshine, have a little feed, spend some time with your loved ones, and we will see you shortly.
Ia kua mama te whakarongo, he mama ki te taringa.
Ko te whakapiki wairua te mea nui kia hau nei.
Nui ake ngā hua mō tua. That's us.
Tā, kia koe bro, te reo Māori anake te reo I whai pūtea ai, aku mahi katoa.
Taua.
Bringing the fire every week.
The whole system is man, that's what it is.
Make Māori Plus your mate. Download the app today.
We just want to welcome everyone here today, all you beautiful Monganui people.
These hoops are pretty mean, eh?
Global warming is incredibly serious. We need to cut emissions, but we need to also absorb carbon out of the atmosphere. Growing trees is the only tool we have in the toolbox for taking carbon out of the atmosphere that we can do at scale. Pinus radiata takes carbon out of the atmosphere at about 5 to 10 times the rate of native planting. And so what New Zealand Carbon Farming are doing is planting the Pinus radiata to absorb the carbon, and then they're transitioning that forest into native forest so that we get the biodiversity benefit.
Hey, I'm Dylan Boucher from Basketball New Zealand, here at Kakaramia School. Just having some great fun with the kids here with our Hoops and Schools programs. Your school can be one of these schools having the fun with our Tall Blacks and Tall Ferns and local NBL and Tauihi teams. Nothing but fun going on out here, prizes given away, kids making shots, laughter, fun, that's what it's all about.
Over the past 2 years alone, we've managed to install nearly 50 hoops across 25 Taranaki schools in the region. Not only are we providing opportunities for tamariki and rangatahi to participate, we're also proving the sustainability of the program itself as we continue to grow momentum right across the motu.
Hoops and Schools continues to deliver amazing opportunities for kids all over New Zealand, giving them access to basketball no matter where they are.
We're really grateful for having the Hoops and Schools program in Taranaki. We are bursting at the seams in terms of facilities. We have something like 100 plus primary and intermediate school teams. Providing these hoops to the kids fitted in with the whole growth of the game. I know that having these hoops in the schools will just support the whole program and see the future growth of the game.
Just fill up at a participating Caltex, stack your pump discounts, and you could collect more savings on your next visit. Oh, there's another one. Getting quite good at this. Filling and saving. Feels good.
At Apollo Projects, we create better outcomes because we never make any assumptions. Like this privately owned swimming centre that was still in the planning stages. The owner spent 8 years trying to make the project viable, but the design was continually over budget. A design he was paying for. So he called Apollo to help, because he trusted us to deliver. We got to know the critical success factors of the business. The current building plans had lost sight of what was needed. We took a fresh approach, starting with the most important aspect of the facility, the water bodies. Then balanced the critical success factors of function, form, and cost to bring the designs in on budget. Finally, we could deliver the owner the new facility he needed. At Apollo, we understand your key success factors, put function over form if required, deliver what is needed at the highest quality, have lower operating costs, and always have very happy clients. Like this one, who was pretty stoked. Apollo Projects. No assumptions, better outcomes.
Make Māori Plus your mate. Download the app today.
This is an opportunity that we can't pass up.